For 8 years. This is Dota 2, the best game in the world. Why would we go on breaks when we continue talking about Dota, Kyle?
True.
I've got nothing else better to do with my life.
Yeah,
And
we know.
Right now, we are we are seeing the series that we're about to start right now. And
Yes.
VGJ.Storm, I want to see them continue the consistency. That's the thing that I see with teams oftentimes that haven't been together as long as the others, that sometimes they falter in that capacity. And so far, they've looked clean from what we've seen. Maybe not every game. Apparently, they didn't look too great against Optic earlier, even though I think
They won game one. They looked rough game two. For
yeah,
sure.
it looked a little fuzzy.
That's regional Dota, though. I think that's a lot
Yes.
different.
Their Dota doesn't just look clean. They look clean. I'm telling you, man.
Have you seen
Arif,
MSS?
Yawar, they are killing the game. Easily some of the more fashionable and best dressed.
On the other side, though,
players.
Pain, right? I think they've done a good job of showing up, right? Like, they lose game ones a lot, and then they win game two. Like, in a 2-game series, just going 1-1 for an underdog team, I'd say, is a very good thing to be able to do because it keeps you in TI, right? Because if you're last place in the group, you're gone.
Yeah, I mean, that just kind of fits with their personalities, too. I don't know if you saw King RD apparently thought staff was coming into their room, and he's like, oh, I'm going to just hide behind the door and yell really loudly to scare them. Because that'll be fun, and it was a maid. And
yeah,
he,
poor lady.
Indeed.
She's going to remember that one.
Yeah, he also is the sort, I mean, he randomed Meepo in a game of mine, and then
How'd that go?
Played offlane. Guess how?
You lost?
I did. That was game one Pain. You know, game one Pain, whatever. Having fun. Game two Pain, that's where they bust out the Tavo Enigma, the Tavo Pango.
They definitely have this X Factor mid laner in Weehaw. He's very high skill. Oftentimes, you'll see him just outmaneuver his lane opponent, and that offers a lot in this current patch. We've seen it already with EG, and I think Pain is the first team from SA that I can safely say plays as a team. Truly.
They do. But guess what?
They compete with the other teams on that aspect.
We got a game. We've got a draft up. There was very little down, and that is the best part. There's just Dota for days. We have VGJ.Storm versus Pain Gaming ready to go. And already we see some crazy bans going down.
Yeah, I've never seen these heroes. Weaver, Wraith King, Crystal Maiden. Quite the shocker start off this match. But...
But? No buts, BSJ.
But
what?
Do you agree that whenever someone says something and then adds a but, everything they said before it is pretty much...
What kind of but we talking here?
The one with one T.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the clarification. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of like you always say, I don't want to offend you, but I'm going to proceed to offend you.
BSJ is a great Dota player,
but...
Exactly.
I see.
There'd be a lot after that one, but I'm not going to get into it because that would be rude.
Oh.
Okay, so...
This is NA versus SA. Obviously, they used to play as a region more than a year ago until the DPC, shifted over, helping South America grow. But they do still play. I'm sure they are scrim partners more or less. And actually, I would consider this regional Dota more so, I mean, it's NA and SA. They probably play a lot more against each other than every other region. So I think this is good for an underdog team, right? I think in-region Dota is always better for underdog than going to a TI and you're like, well, I'm versus VP. Okay.
Well, VGJ has the most American players on their team out of anyone in this tournament.
Do they?
EG has 0. I mean, I guess they have Arteezy and Sumail. But none of them
Sumail's an American.
Oh, I forgot. Yes, you're right. But then you're looking at who else am I? Optic, who has, 3 Europeans?
How are you going to try and make this point you don't even know? Like,
no,
you literally don't know how many Americans are on any of these teams.
They have 4. They have the most.
Well, from what I see,
how do they have 4 when 3-3 is Israeli and Zai is Swedish?
I'm talking about VGJ.Storm having 4. I know they have more. Is what I was saying.
What I'm talking about
remember exactly
is
what the numbers were.
All 3 of these teams have 5 North American players. They're playing the North American scene. They're repping the North American Dota, and they love to do that, and that's what's good to see.
Especially when we consider this is an international tournament, and where you're from doesn't matter. It's where you end up. And in this case, it's Vancouver. It's TIA. $25 million. Nationality be damned.
Is it not about the journey, but the destination?
No, the journey is useless.
The means justify the ends.
I don't know if you've what's that, Beethoven? Is that the movie with the dog and the St. Bernard who runs away?
I believe it is.
I don't care where he's running to.
It starts with a B.
1990s
It starts with a B. It's Beethoven.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know. No one cared
I like
about that
Silencer
journey.
against the Necro.
No one cared.
I mentioned it last
What
draft.
about the Incredible Journey? Another wonderful movie about 3 dogs and the power of love.
No one cared.
Companionship.
Just get the loving,
Are
get
we doing
out.
the Drow, by the way? This is a VGJ.Storm classic.
I haven't seen him first pick Drow in a while, actually. Or I mean,
Second
first
pick.
phase Drow,
I think the only
should
time
say.
you can first phase heroes like Drow is the
Dude,
second pick of first pick.
You could here for sure. I think Drow just crushes Tiny.
It's not something I would say most teams would do, but VGJ loves their Drow, and it immediately says, we have a ranged core we're going to enable, and we have a Drow. And like you said, it's good against Tiny, good against Silencer, I think, too. And it's VGJ.
Yep. So
That's about all I got.
How favored do you think VGJ.Storm is in I mean, we've seen multiple other series already. Do you think it's a pretty big advantage for VGJ.Storm, or?
In this series, I would say so. I think that as long as their draft is even or better, they would be favored.
Favored.
I don't like Pain when they're away from what I would call like their style, and
Silencer's not their style.
Exactly. I think that they play much better when they can be very aggressive around the map, like the King RD, Shaker, Atavo, Enigma. You know, this style of play that just rewards skirmishing and the spamming of what we can hear through our headphones right now.
Pain Gaming loves that.
Go, go, go. Yep. Divide, divide, divide.
Yep. And man, I'm ready. I've loved King RD ever since, the game he played before Dota 2. This guy has been he's been a Brazilian legend, honestly. He has. And he's one of the best, and you see him drafting, which I think that's one of their weaker points. I think Pain Gaming's drafts has definitely, I think their individual play as well is very good, but sometimes their drafts, as you say, are just wonky and don't really fit together, but if they get that, you never know.
Yep, they're one of those teams where when it fits, they look great. And I look at, I want to say PGL Bucharest. That was when Weeha really cemented his spot on the team.
Yeah.
And he realized, all right, I like playing with these guys. They're fun. They're good. Like, let's make this happen. That was when he was playing like Visage, Veno, Pugna, like every game.
Every game.
And it gave them an identity, and they understood their play style, and they looked good. But instead of growing as a team and like sort of perfecting and expanding their pool of strategies, they just kind of seem to YOLO it every once in a while.
And that's just, I mean, that's their personality in real life too, right? Like you definitely play how your personality is in game. It definitely shows. It's like art.
It's true.
You're going to see it. Oh, no, Willow's actually first round banned. A hero that I will see in this draft is
versus MSS.
That I will mention is Necro is in the game, and Pugna's still a lot in the pool of heroes. So traditional hard counter, just because you can burst him through his Ghost Shroud, and he has no way of really stopping you until he buys a multiple item, usually like a hood and a Force Staff.
That's a good question. I've never seen Tavo or Weeha play it. That's a good point. Maybe they just don't feel comfortable with it, you think?
Yeah, maybe we'll just get the Pangolier, because that's just what they play, you know?
I still
Tavo,
think that hero's
Pangolier
great.
Specialist.
I think Enigma is 4th pick for Pain.
They do pick that hero a lot as well, and I think it's an underrated hero, to be honest with you, compared to like how much it's picked.
Yep. I think 2 abilities that deal pure damage and Pierce BKB is pretty good.
Yeah.
And the Eidolon change also, now that they have the move speed to actually close gaps, and they do significant amounts of damage. Tusk. I like
so that's a nice save for the Necro Scythe.
I think that's setting up for the Enigma, and yes, to your point, I agree. I think it's really nice to have some sort of save for the Scythe. It's really just Oracle Tusk, and you can just remove the damage aspect completely.
And when you pick Tusk, he's a little bit weak in lane, but what he does offer is that short duration creep block, which enables a hero to get past level 1 and 2. And the heroes that synergize with that are Enigma type heroes, where you give them level 1 or 2, get them past level 1 or 2 to level 3, and then they become self-sufficient. You can look to roam for a hero like Tiny. The reason why we're mentioning Enigma in the offlane is Tiny, I know, is primarily played by Weeha. He loves playing Tiny. I've gotten the displeasure of versing against it myself, and he is quite good at this hero.
Real quick, they banned PL Visage, and there's still a Drow possibility.
There's a big Drow possibility.
I like the Clinks, though. I think Clinks Tusks makes a lot of sense. You want a hero that sets up for that 3.5 seconds of strafe burst damage. It's quite good against Mirana. You can juke the projectiles, but I will say Mirana is going to have a tough... How do you kill a Mirana in this game? It's the counter pick to Tusk.
Tiny.
And also, the highest win rate in this tournament with more than 10 games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she has even if it's not the highest, she has 70%.
Yeah.
Very high win rate.
I do want to correct myself. Duster, actually, I remember at the Summit, he did play a decent amount of Silencer. And King RD's Tusk, I think they paired these together quite a bit, so, you know, my bad there.
I don't really like Drow all that much, though, for
Why not?
VGJ, just because of Tusk. I'm not a huge fan of...
Just one support hero, and you don't want to pick it?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm saying, like, the rest of Pain Gaming's lineup, they have last pick, and it's not like they can't deal with a Drow lineup. I feel like they can fight it early enough. They can apply pressure to it. They have the last pick to set up a decent lane. Clinks does pretty well against Necro.
They don't have a ton of Drow counters, but they have a bunch of heroes that are certainly good matchups.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying that if they pick it, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
It's just not like a GG pick where the last time we saw VGJ.Storm pick Drow, it was game. It felt like the draft was heavily in their favor. So this is a comfort zone pick. We've been mentioning it. It's not a surprise, but I don't think Pain Gaming is ill-equipped to deal with
Correct,
it.
and they have the last pick as well. So if they, I have to assume, you're playing VGJ.Storm, you're ready for them to take Drow. Their opener, specifically the Mirana, also telegraphs it, and you have a good base. You have to have a last pick now planned. I think if you're Storm,
5 seconds.
you got to ban one hero, and strangely enough,
They do have one ban.
It's Grant's biggest fear. Can you guess the hero?
Spiders?
True.
The Brood Mother?
Indeed, that is your Drow counter, and that would also
They absolutely have to
flawlessly.
It's gonna get banned, right?
It would flawlessly finish Pain's draft.
You have to ban it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that will be their one ban, and that's when these fourth picks are appropriate. When you have the one ban that causes you the problems.
Yep.
If you have two heroes, suddenly we've been seeing like we saw against Optic earlier, where they picked TA and you had Huskar or Veno, and they banned Huskar. You pick Veno, and the draft looks real rough. But in this case, I agree. Broodmother absolutely demolishes Drow as a concept. Also, the spiders are good against the Tombstone, and there's just no way they don't ban it.
Yep.
On the other side of Pain, what's their one hero they're afraid of? Clockwork. Oddly enough.
Sting.
There has to be a range support in the pool that looks really nice.
That's what I was thinking too, is that Storm is most likely picking something for MSS.
I like Witch Doctor.
Hey, and that would help the, not pick heroes.
I think you need something more to deal with the Clinks than anything else. Like
Oracle?
I wouldn't mind, honestly, I wouldn't even mind Avenge here.
Oh yeah, Avenge is still in the pool.
That's interesting,
Sometimes
right?
you just forget about these heroes when you see them first pick.
And it's NA versus SA, right? So we know like these Chinese and SEA teams love playing Venge, but we're in a different meta in these different teams, and I think it would be good, but maybe they did forget.
I think Willow's great too, because you don't die to Clinks.
She's dead. I mean, she's banned.
Willow's already banned.
Wow, yeah.
Bro, it's MSS. You think they're gonna let that
I don't
through?
necessarily like the reactionary save heroes against Silencer, but I think Venge just goes so well with their lineup. So I think the only thing about Venge is you don't deal with the Clinks all too well in regards to you can just strafe to dodge your stun.
Yeah.
I think it's just about the lane more than anything else. Like, CM's gone, Willow's gone. You don't want a Phoenix for obvious reasons. You're against Silencer Clinks. You could theoretically Wyvern. I wouldn't mind Wyvern just because Clinks is really the only damage output, and if you're able to just remove strafe with a timely cold embrace.
They ban Nature's Prophet. That is not a Brood Mother. What if they just pick Brood right here by themselves versus Tiny?
I don't.
Is this not most certainly a Brood game?
That's the only hero I feel like Pain could have in their repertoire that like drastically.
They said we're gonna let you pick
Drow.
Drow. It's fine.
So why do they ban the Nature's Prophet here, in your opinion? Like, give me a decent reasoning.
Just the hyper aggression that Pain's representing with their draft already, and heroes like Drow need some time where they're not just getting dove all game.
Okay.
And so a hero like Prophet enables that in every lane, not just one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's also, again, it's just great synergy to have global heroes with Invis heroes, because a Clinks scouts out an opponent, like Tusk is running through the jungle all by himself. And then a Clinks pops out as he snowballs at you. And then there's a Prophet ulti TPing in, and then you kill the tower as well.
Whoa.
Preemptive dealing with the Brood.
I think that's a support Sven.
No, it's a support Sven unless they pick Brood.
Even then, I think it supports Sven.
No, you're picking core. You make it a core and you make Mirana support.
I think
if
MSS, I agree.
If they pick Brood, this will be a core Sven support Mirana. That's pretty genius if you ask me.
I kind of agree, because I've seen MSS actually play Mirana in pubs a lot lately, so I could definitely see that being the case.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think if it's just a standard support Sven, I think the max Warcry.
Yeah.
It's 60% uptime on plus 20 armor to your team.
That's good.
You remove Clinks as a source of damage.
Let's see if they do it. No, they go Winter Wyvern. Whoa, 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 what?
Core Wyvern?
Core Wyvern?
Or is it Core
Tabo
Silencer?
Wyvern, I've seen him do it, yep.
It's Tabo Wyvern.
Yeah,
like
so
it.
it was a support Sven that was planned to be potentially rotated to a core if Broodmother was picked.
But it's still support.
But now that Broodmother's not picked, it's a support.
Yes.
And I think that's what they're doing. Obviously, no way to guarantee it. But it is nice in terms of the utility it offers against the heroes of pain. You can't really get bursted by Tiny all that well. You can build, obviously, like you said, the max Warcry against the Clinks damage.
Yep.
And
It is a great pick, but
It's
so it's not a good pick based on what we just talked about before.
That's
this.
true. Uh-oh, Kyle.
it's not enough.
Okay.
It's like the price is right.
Are you talking about the Sven pick or the Wyvern pick?
The Sven I love. The
Okay.
Wyvern,
The Wyvern
is
pick.
nice. It addresses like the drow. It's a nice counterplay. But that sound we just heard
Yes.
is pretty representative of his impact once the VGJ.Storm Death Ball gets going, especially considering there's a Necro and a Marana. Wyvern doesn't do enough.
How do they deal with Tombstone? I know they
Exactly.
have Strafe, but
That is the
you don't want to
thing.
use Strafe to hit a Tombstone.
The cool thing is that you don't miss on any attacks, so even the high ground tombstones that SVG loves to place don't really affect the
Why don't
Wyvern
you
when he's
miss?
in
Oh,
Q.
Wyvern, okay.
Wyvern Q, yeah.
Okay.
So he could go like this Mask of Madness build and just like kill the tombstone, but at the same time, it's just rough. Where's the damage output from Pain?
Yeah. Doesn't look like there's
Tiny.
much.
It's just the lack of wave clear combined with what feels like a lack of team fight DPS against arguably the team that plays Drow the best in the world. I don't want to say there's like an over-under on how fast Storm wins this game, but
It could be a quick one,
But-
you think?
I'm just going to not say anything after the but.
Yeah,
You know what it
'cause
means.
yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and I mean, we're at the international, right? Shout out to one of the, the OG NA captains who used to play Fluff and stuff. I believe he picked support Sven, and I want to say TI4. So throwing it back.
Wow.
And that was your first TI was TI5, right, Kyle?
Correct. That was actually my first LAN in Dota.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Yeah,
isn't it?
we had a lot of...
That makes you the man, I think. You just skip all those other see you later, Star Ladder. I'm a TI baby.
There's nothing else I can think of that would make him
Yeah.
man.
Yep. HFN, he's just dancing with his bow up there. HFN, he's one of those guys I love.
That's a
He
good
is
con.
such a good player too. Like if you watch him play, usually I'm preferable of one of his more slarky type heroes, which Clinks could be like, but this guy knows what he's doing. You go in a game, and if you want to watch someone like Ame or someone, you go watch an HFN replay. You learn something different.
A keynote here. Sorry
Yes.
to interrupt you.
It's fine. You do it a lot.
I do. Does Sven stun still hit? I think it works like Alchemist stun against
Correct.
Clinks.
Yes.
It misses, but then the AoE hits, right?
Indeed.
So, nice pick against the Clinks, not only for the armor, but also for a hero that sets up the Marana stun with a hero that doesn't get disjointed. Something that's different about the Venge, as we mentioned, is if they have the Marana Venge, you can't set up kills on Clinks if he has Strafe off the cooldown.
Well, this is going to be not like last game. Remember, all the runes were contested last series. In this one, you each just get 2, whatever.
Yeah, both teams have the ability to stun or do a lot of damage at the runes, so you don't want to take the punish. Drow's not a hero that ever wins favorable trades at level 1, and then you also have the Sven Marana combo that they're not going to bother to mess with.
Do you think VGJ.Storm has Pain muted, or do you think they enjoy the spam?
I'm 95%
I think SVG
sure
has
they're
it
all
muted.
Yeah, they
I know
all
at
have
least.
them muted.
Yeah. And that's I still one of my favorite parts when everyone was muted, because then they're like, you guys ready for the pause? And they had to wait for the admin to come back to tell them yes, because they just had them all muted. It's great.
I'll be honest, I'm pretty surprised Tiny didn't fort the mid lane when Necro used his Death Pulse for the range creep. That's something I feel like has been very common whenever somebody uses an ability to get a range, because Tiny has so much deny damage. But so far, I feel like Necro's going to win the war of attrition in this lane. So even though Tiny will be able to farm,
The Death Pulse just does too much damage.
Yeah.
It's 100 damage, level 1.
And the early Heartstopper aura,
Yep.
especially. That is
there's
a look at him go.
160 damage trade, more importantly. Your healing effect as well if he ever tries to
Nice
go
deny,
up.
though.
Oh, taking a little tower damage.
So are you surprised it's a middle Yawar Necro instead of the Marana?
Oh my gosh, Tiny's in so much trouble. No, I'm not. I think Necro is way better as a matchup against the Tiny, because while you do get out-hit, you harass a lot better.
Well, I missed first blood top. Sorry, it's MSS
And
taking him down.
you want Marana and Sven together for those reasons. You see
Double
right there.
stun, yeah.
Clinks is a great laner, but if threatened, not so strong. because you just die. You need to be auto-attacking to be effective.
This is the problem with Sven, though, right? His mana pool.
Yep.
Like, you just use Mango Suicide and then just continue to do that.
He did get buffed.
Yeah, exactly. It used to be 140 every level. Now at least scales up by 10 till that 140.
So do you not level it in this game? Oh my goodness, I missed the kill. Weehaw actually kills Yawar middle after we were talking about not. Okay, I'm struggling here. I am struggling.
Analyst
I will
Grant,
admit it. I'm
Analyst
back.
Grant, can you please bring
I'll
back
focus.
Observer Grant?
I will focus right now. That is a kill in each lane. VGJ.Storm is up 2-1. There's a haste rune top. And my bad, yeah, look at this Tiny. 9-7 versus 5-1 after we were just talking up this Necro. And he's getting handled now.
Yep. Well, you win the lane by attrition, but you're always
he's
susceptible to
suicide.
death.
He's just suiciding.
True.
I've mentioned that Weehaw is quite scary on this Tiny. He knows he has been spamming this hero in pubs.
Yep.
And he is quite comfortable exactly knowing the limits of this hero, when to go for kills. He always goes for the 1-1-1 build into Max Avalanche, and he plays hyper aggressive. So we should be paying more attention to the mid lane for like possible rotations, even from Tusk semi early on. But for the moment, these supports are glued to the side lanes because heroes like Clinks are just fragile.
Yep. It's more the Wii style as well. Like back when he was finding his best success on DC at TI6, he was playing the aggro cores and trusting Resolution to play more the late game.
Oh, stun comes out on Tusk. Is there an arrow? There's not just some right clicks. They're going to leave 40S Snowball. He can stop a little bit. He actually rolls away from him. Nicely done. He does healing salve up, but will he get chased down? Duster, meanwhile, dies bottom. MSS wants his kill so bad. Throws the stun. One more auto tech will be enough. And meanwhile, there's more going. Tavo's getting right clicked by SVG. Oh my goodness, he needs one more auto tech. Will it happen? He jukes up with the tree. And this might just be a kill. Tavo. That would have been a big kill. That is their off laner.
2 salves used, though.
Yep. So that's going to be rough. It is, and you look, it's a 1K lead for it's more than 1K lead for VGJ.Storm. What happened? Middle, though, it's looking like Weehaw wants to get this kill, but he won't. And look at that. He's going to pop his healing salve while he's Ghost Shroud, and he's just going to run forward. Is this a kill?
He's got Fairy Fire.
He has Fairy Fire. One more attack should be enough. No, he'll Fairy Fire that one.
But he has to go back to base when there's 6 creeps for the Necro.
Yep. All right. I don't know about tanking tower 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, you're a Necro.
True. He should get that deny as well as the last hit. But he'll just go for the last hits here. And Weehaw, he's playing so aggressively. Nice stun, though.
Drawing this is really important that he does this. Otherwise, this tower's taking a lot of damage, and he's missing a lot of XP.
I was going to say, that would have been a win almost as big as the kill that Weehaw got earlier, but because he was able to just pull the creeps back, not lose any XP or really even much CS.
He's double salving in order to stay in this lane.
That might be a little excessive. But that's the strength of Necro and why he wins this matchup, because you force so much regen to be purchased if you want to stay in this lane.
I mean, you're looking at the levels, right? He hasn't hit level 5 on Necro. Meanwhile, Tiny's almost 5 3/4 right now.
But that's after the kill. That's just the change in the matchup. He knows he has no mana. That's why he's willing to man up on him, even though he's behind in levels.
Oh, and he used it after Ghost Shroud. Mistimed that a little bit.
This is a lane where if you're ahead on the Tiny, even in levels or possible CS, you're going to be behind in net worth because of all the regen you have to ferry out.
So what do you do?
Net worth, that bottle doesn't actually make you stronger, right?
Yeah. What do you do on this Sven as support? We missed the kill. SVG goes down to Tavo, trying to suicide for a rune. They hit him with the taunts. The tips, pardon me. What do you do as a support Sven? Sorry, like throughout the game, you just give your team armor? Is that it?
That's it. That's all you do.
That's
it.
And
you closing speed. You know, what does Wyvern Silencer susceptible to? Reach. You want to be able to get on top of them, land your spells, and take them out first. And the front line of Pain is mostly just the Tiny, and he's going to be initiating, not really guarding his back line. So if they can just get on top of this Wyvern, I mean, there's no real counterplay.
It's MSS. Quiz time. What's he going to build?
Yeah, but look at this. Tavo is getting taken down. SVG and Rezo. But look at Duster doing so much damage. They're actually trying to turn it around. Resolution is looking to fall. He gets healed up by SVG, though. Do we have another decay? It is. It's a double in a 2-man Gus.
Oh
this is going to be a turnaround because guess what? The Tombstone was eating him alive that entire time.
Yeah. That's a Drow lane that's winning.
He saved that skill point, too. Beautiful play by Resolution.
Yep.
Not many players are going to be willing to do that. Saving, you know, instead of getting that a little extra bit of damage, he's like, hey, what if I get this ability that might just turn around and give me a double kill?
That's good.
That's good.
I would say that's good.
The damage.
That's
hitting so hard.
That's true. But oh, Duster. Uh-oh, look at SVG. He's just swaggering up with his double damage.
And meanwhile, top as well. Crazy engagement going on between these two. Like heavy trades. Manages to get the stun off before he dies, but he can
like
refill his
bottom
bottle.
lane,
Might
though.
be value.
They're diving. SVG,
top lane?
Is this his new thing? What about top?
Clink's one hit.
Almost lived.
Yeah, but you can see on the mini-map that no one's near him.
All right. I agree. The death isn't so big a deal because you end up giving 4, maybe 4.5 bottle charges. That's one thing. Whenever you fill bottle, just give the 1 charge because you almost never get that second tick off.
Yeah, so you're wasting about half.
Exactly. So instead of giving them like 4 total, you're giving them like 3 1/3. It's just not worth it.
You know what I just noticed with that double damage on Undying? I didn't know it worked like that. You decay, it doubles that damage because it's your base strength.
Yeah.
And I just never noticed that because I never see Undyings get double damage runes, I guess.
Yeah, it helps on heroes like Slark as well.
Oh, and look at this Snake King. Will he use the leap? That's one. He's going to give him the Warcry. He's another leap just now. He won't use it yet, but the double stun coming out. He's going to now arrow the Clinks. Oh, my goodness. I don't know about that one, Snake King. That was an aggressive play.
Even if he got the leap off Starfall, he didn't have the mana for Starfall.
Yep,
so.
and there will be a quick pause by Snake King, a crash. And so let's talk about middle lane. Almost level 7 Necro. We have a level 7 Tiny already. Another flask being used, healing self, pardon me. When does Tiny stop buying regen?
Never, if he wants to stay in this lane.
Yeah, whenever he doesn't want to be in the lane anymore.
What's net worth right now?
Net worth, it's actually, Necro is up by only 200. So it's not too terrible.
He's up
for
by
Tiny.
2 CS, so it's one of the, or on Tiny is down by only 2 CS and a kill. So effectively he's ahead by 5 CS on Tiny, and he's down in net worth. That just shows the regen factor.
It does, but still only being down 200 gold in this lane. I'm sure
it's not bad at all. He's
happy,
ahead in levels, so I'm just simply saying that that's the cost of playing against Necro.
No. The cost of being a boss.
Weeha's quite a skilled Tiny and mid laner, so nothing less than expectations from him.
Here's a guy. We haven't talked too much about Silencer. Does go for a point in the orb, playing a little more aggressive. Does he ever rotate, or does he just sit bottom the whole game with Tavo? Do you rotate as Silencer?
He's not a rotator, and he's also, like, Necro isn't exactly a hero to rotate on with Silencer, but he's also in a lane that Drow is pretty much secured as a victory.
Did you see his ward by King RD just spotted MSS that whole time? They are going to try to dive Tavo. They're not. Instead, it's going to be a roll-in over here on Snake King. They're going to pop out the armor, so Snake King not taking too much damage. King RD is taking a ton. He does get trapped, and they should get this kill. Snake King, last right click, will get him. And with that, Aquila doing a ton of damage already, as you guys have talked about previously. So what does Pain need to do here? Because they just lost Weeha as well as King RD, and they seem to be winning almost all 3 lanes currently. Bottom even yet. Look at this. Winter Wyvern's going to get chased over the hill. SVG is ready to go. He has 10 stick charge. He's ready to K. He probably wants to give it. No, he doesn't. He'll take it.
This Drower is really coming online. Every level's about 9 damage for his whole team.
And he doesn't even have max precision ore currently.
The next label play.
And you just... This is what you're afraid of playing against the Drow lineup, especially VGJ.Storms. And this is the strength of their Undying as well. Like, their lanes are so strong.
Yeah.
You can't abuse them. You make a couple mistakes, all of a sudden you've actually lost every lane.
Yeah,
even though they all looked favorable for Pain at the jump.
And this is very similar to what they always do, right? He rotates, he'll clear this, he'll shrine, then he'll just push that top tower.
Yep. And it's a really good play. I think a big part of Drow is knowing when to leave the safe lane.
And you always go towards the top lane because that's the safest part of the map. This ancient trio for each side of them, like Dire and Radiant. And it also makes it so that if the opponent rotates on your safe lane, which is where they usually want the pressure, you'll be closer to the opponent's safe lane tower to trade.
And the timing's great too because they're getting a pull off. So
SVG keeps dies.
They're going to have a double wave for top push as well because of this pull to the hard camp, which is really nice. Unless maybe King RD, is he going to drag the creep wave?
Yep,
he is.
nice
That's very nice. 10-minute catapult was about to spawn. Runes. You do lose bounties here, but you're going to get bottoms. It's all good.
Looks like 2 for 2 trained there. Rezo trying to farm up that level 8 right now, but MSS, he says, nah, I'll help Leech experience.
Yeah, that was a really important play by King RD. Both in these types of games, your supports are delegated to being the sacrificial lambs to defend their safe lane towers as long as possible. And it looks like Undying has given up after dying once, even though I guess Wyvern's just not a hero that's going to pressure, so he's fine with letting her be bottom. And Drow, level 8, maxed out aura. They're choosing to fight this.
Oh, they are. They're going to roll into Resolution. But here we go. MSS gives them all armor. It's going to be a two-man gust on the backside. Tusk losing all his HP, but not quite dead. MSS actually in a little bit deep by himself now. Looks like he might just go down, but they are invis. He goes invis the last second. He's still alive, but not for long. He's actually going to throw out a stun. King RD, could he go for the snipe? Oh my goodness, he misses, but the toss gets the kill instead. Up at the top lane, Tavo and Resolution going at it. He does pop a healing salve. It will get canceled now. It looks like about 2 more hits. No, looks like 2 more. Now it's 1 because of the decay. And I don't know about this. Yeah, he's running in. If he gets a combo off, definitely could be a kill, but he's running out now. SVG here. Sentry ward placed. Yeah, we are taking a lot of. Is this going to be a Reaper? It sure should be if they can find. And there it is. I don't think it's going to kill, though. It will not. And now the Roland's going to come on Rezo. HFN doing so much damage. Weehaw and Rezo drop. King RD will die to Snake. Yawar, pardon me. And they'll just get out.
Thing is, the issue with playing against Drow strats is you take these fights, yeah, you get a somewhat favorable trade in that you killed the Drow, but your tower's already dead.
It's gone. Like, you didn't defend anything.
Exactly. So
you're not getting anything else on the map.
Yeah, you can't trade against Drow. You need to beat him. Especially if you don't have some heroes such as Spectre or PL that eventually gets to the point. Slark and Spectre, probably the big two. If you don't have one of those, there's no timing where you actually like win the game or fight. So you got to be coming out ahead. I've seen Storm win a lot of games with these heroes and in this manner.
Yep. Well, maybe minus the supports fan.
True.
Well, different. But like you said, it just helped their draft so much because it ruined a hero for the other team.
What's his skill build right now? Is he
on Sven? It looks like he's maxing stun still.
Okay, that's all right. I think you max your E now and leave it at 3 points, but it's fine either way, really. The stun does scale very nicely.
This Sven pick was absolutely genius. It denied the Brood, and then it also gave a stun that wasn't disjointable in lane by Clinks.
Yeah, exactly.
So this pick is mind-blowing if you really think about it.
You needed a way to negate Clinks' damage.
Oh, middle lane. This is going to be a big fight. They actually trap in Yawar, but he has flown out his Hooded Defiance, which will save him a little bit. Do we have a Soul Rip? We sure do. It's going to save Necro. And the arrow actually finds King RD on the back, but they'll back out. And I'm sure VGJ.Storm is like, wow, I don't know how we survived there, but we did.
Nice discipline, though, to save the wand. I appreciate that because that represents like 500 plus healing in a team fight. There's no need to use it just to, and that's something even I would do at times where you're just like, oh, I'm half health. Like I want to just stay on map, but it would hurt you in the next fight.
If you want to learn wand usage, Miracle is by far the best player in the world with wand usage. When I study him, I'm like, I would use wand here, and then he doesn't use wand. He does that so often. It just shows the importance of these types of items and like maximizing your efficiency. If you don't have to use it, you're gauging exactly what you're going to die to, then save it.
Yep. I was going to say Grant would probably have a good idea on wand usage, but then I remembered Grandolph didn't use a wand.
Yes.
That's true.
It's a lot of little items like that, right? Like, I mean, this. How much does wand cost, by the way?
$450.
$450, and that item is so important, especially to a Necro. It's almost a 500 heal, right? That's just crazy.
Yeah, and again, for those of you who don't know, it's because Ghost Shroud increases
healing by 75%.
It's restoration as well. That means mana is increased by the same amount.
And HFN, look at this. The Tombstone goes down top. He is going to get God Strength on. Will they get the Reapers? They do. It's a 47-second kill. And look at this. Urn gets instantly placed on Tusk. They're going to look for more. The snowball.
Oh, the arrow on the Wyvern.
He does hit the Wyvern. Yep, over there. They get the kill now. King RD is going to get chased down, and man, I mean, we talked about team plays from VGJ Thunder. Looks like the sister team VGJ.Storm just as good. They're right place, right time, right?
High ground Tombstone, your fight's done with. Like it's
right
that
there.
simple.
You're not killing it.
SVG, best Tombstone placement in Dota, 100%. And part of it, I think, is because he's captain and he always brings his team. And he did max his. I like it. I like it. 3-point stun is the most efficient. Yep.
And you know what's the best way of finding kills is knowing what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
To a big camp because they know Clinks. What's he going to do? He's going to go eat a big creep.
Yep.
And they find him at the big camp right as he's trying to use his death pact. And that's the kind of little things that are insanely enjoyable.
All right, so what do? You're paying gaming. You don't even, you have a Tiny who can creep clear and shove waves as well as Tav on that Winter Wyvern, but where's this Clinks game at? Like, what does he do? What should he do, I should say?
Oh, well, first he could start by buying one of the 5 Mithril Hammers he's got lined up.
Those are good.
Then he's going to have to
So he's got a Deso,
I'm not
BKB, Maelstrom, and a Satanic.
Yes.
True.
Got it.
If he gets all those items, I think they'll have a shot. But at the moment, you have the typical issue you run into against Drow lineups, which is your towers have died, you've lost map control.
Where do you go? Yeah.
And the next move for Storm is just to collapse mid, take the tower, set up for Roche, then they clean out. Like, how many times have we seen it? They take mid tower, you get Roche, kill the tier 2 mid, push a couple waves, walk bottom, kill those towers. Now you're suddenly 10-something K ahead, wait for BKBs, go end the game.
They're going to be like 15K ahead this game.
Yep.
Well, bottom tower is taking a lot of damage right now. Necro just full heals up there, you see. And they do get a tower. Unfortunately, it goes to the Dire and
Look
not
at
the Clinks himself. Yeah, it's just snaking.
Snaking. On the catapult?
And he's very good at being greedy. This is definitely a snaking type play. Like,
yeah, Drower is on the catapult.
uh-oh, and here's the greed. Oh my goodness, he will get away.
He has a 4-staff.
Yep, and he's gone.
Wow. They're all itemizing to just stay on the map and then be unkillable. I love it. Hood's 4-staff on the
one more hit.
4-staff on the Piranha. They don't need anything because they have the Drower.
I love it too because
items not to die.
Look, it's just so nice because they're already middle, so that tower dies just thanks to snaking space. And now they just chill. Look at the map control. Look at where the creep waves are on the map right now. Top and mid are just. Can you draw me a little circle, Grant? Like let me. No. Yeah,
well,
but no,
like
the map, like the whole thing.
What? Like that?
Find
yeah, exactly.
Tusk.
They did find Tusk. All right. Will they find him?
They found him.
They found him, and he's, oh my, dude, a minute, like, as a support at 17 minutes in, you're dead for 60 seconds. Yeah. That's bad.
It's super effective as well because that's the captain of Pain.
Yep.
And he has extra time to complain to his team that they're not doing the right things. However, in this situation, I don't really know what those right things are due to the fact that I have, unfortunately, given VGJ.Storm Drow.
Yeah.
And Ego Mask of Madness, so that is the Tombstone Slayer. The issue is that silences you, and then you're unable to use
your ulti.
Exactly.
So you have to ulti first and then kill the Tombstone, which is very tough to do if you get initiated on, especially.
I've heard 0 armor is a little rough against Drow lineups.
That as well.
He's actually -1, right? Because it's 8 armor now?
Yeah.
You hit me with the math.
It's a fine item. It's just, I point to Storm just knowing how to play Drow. I think at the moment Rezo left the bottom lane ahead with a couple of kills under his belt and then just takes top tower for free, like all of a sudden Drow, they're activated, they're good to go. And it's just so hard to stop them because every pick-off, every minor skirmish that VGJ.Storm wins becomes a tower and extra gold advantage because they're just farming so much of the map.
All right, so is there any way somehow that Pain could sneak a Roche? Can they somehow like get 1 or 2 kills, get map control, and just sneak a Roche with this Clinks with Deso, or no? Or are they just going to play from behind the rest?
Something like that, something extreme at this point. The game's going to just keep slowly getting out of hand for them, slowly gaining net worth advantage for VGJ. And VGJ is just going to establish for us, they're going to say, we're going to build these certain items, and we're going to walk into the Roche pit.
Oh, top snaking. Ooh. If he got that attack off on Weehaw, could have been a little bit of trouble. But now Weehaw's actually coming back this way. I don't think you can kill the Mirana with this combo, but if you get +1, which King RD is coming up, looks like Snaking will instead just leave.
And he's got the full Hurricane Pike.
Splits up the Aquila, as most people do. And they're going to vanish. Oh, they want to go for this kill on Weehaw, but he backs out. So both teams playing pretty cautious and smart.
And they just have so much map dominance. The waves are pushed in. They're right under this ward as he uses the shrine.
This is the kill that will lead to Roche if they get it.
Look at SVG, he's looking. Over here, we're going to find the stun. It is going to be on Weehaw. Obviously, he has status renaissance, but it won't be enough. They're going to kill the Tiny. Looks like a nice toss back. He can't get the Reaper sight. He won't get off, so he will be dead a little less, but Duster goes down. Can't use the global over here. I believe MSS is just zoning everyone currently, and are they just going to go to Roche, or are they going to push out middle, or both? Looks like both. And
that, again, they can fight the same spot. As soon as the Tombstone goes down on the high ground, that's it. It's curtains for Pain. You just got to get out.
You like the no cast range or health regen at level 10 on Undying?
Yeah, I think Max Soul Rip's more value.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's one of those little things. Oh, you were right. That is very good. Oh, look at this. Winter Wyvern does get a nice ulti up. Necro might go down. He gets healed up. SVG wasn't in range, and he saves his life. And now Snake King wants to go in. He's going to leap forward, but King RD, he's ready to go. He's Arcane Curse. Does he have the punch? He does, but another save because of that 6-second cooldown on SVG. We get to see it in action right when it happens. And SVG saving his team. multiple times.
That's Value Town right
That is
there.
actually, we get to learn as we go. Thank
true.
you, SVG.
Well, some of us learn. Some
Yes,
of us teach.
I learned, yes. Thank you, teacher Kyle.
No problem.
Learn, I
Uh-oh, up
teach.
here,
that's
SVG, can he save himself? He's hasted. He does not care. He's actually going to go back in. Stun's going to fly. Obviously won't last too long, but Resolution here is hitting like a damn truck. And see you later, Weehaw. This is looking to just be a soon-to-be-over game. It's just tough, right? Because Klinks isn't, I mean, he's not a come-from-behind hero. That's the problem, right? Like, if you have another hero who can defend high ground, that's not Klinks.
Yeah.
It's not Klinks
push
at all.
in top, like we said, and then you're going to take mid-tier 2, and then you're going to walk bottom. As already mentioned, it's just going to be formulaic.
Whoa, is he taking a stack? Or no, just one.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do the same
Right.
thing over and over again.
Why not?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Trank. Wouldn't Tread still be better on Sven, even support?
I had
That's what
the
I'm
same
saying.
thought a little while ago, and I agree, but at the same time,
It's MSS.
yeah. He wasn't expecting to be this far ahead, I don't
Yeah,
think.
he's going to have a blink after this, which is crazy. Bottom lane, it looks like they are looking. It's snaking. He finds Tavo. This Reaper Scythe is ready to go, but Tavo, smartly enough, is running back. Uh-oh, and there we go. They're just going to look for it. That's going to be, oh my goodness. Bottom lane,
Meanwhile, top.
Resolution kills King RD. Can they stop HFN? No, because they don't see him. Duster, though, on the other side.
Oh, no
He's getting
TP.
chased down, and, well,
He's got phase boots, though.
he does. He's trying. Look at the damage from snaking. Please stop it. And it's a 4-for-0 trade, just like that. 3-for-0, pardon me.
And you
Yeah,
don't
we
necessarily have to follow the formula if you're just killing people across the map in every different lane. And this is what happens when you're this far ahead. You can get away with murder.
Still here.
literally, not figuratively.
Yeah, I love this, though, because they acquire. It's all about just pushing the top wave, pushing the mid wave, and then collapse bottom as 5. You don't want to give away free XP, and they're just so ahead they can play all these positions.
Look at
Good
this.
board from SVG.
Oh, bottom lane, though, they are going to find a kill. Looks like a pretty decent one. Up on the Necro, that's 677 gold, but now there's about to be a sort of big fight, it looks like. Tombstone already goes down to the high ground. Kyle, you always say it's over. Can they get out in time? No, Duster's dead instantly. King RD, can he get a snowball up before Silence ends? It looks like he's doing a good job of fogging him, but he's get a snowball onto Resolution. Probably still going to die. They're chasing one on the backside as well. We're going to watch. King RD will end up going down. Can they find HFN? This would be the big kill, but it looks like he will get away with the extra move speed. Nah, he's not over there snaking as he looks. I have Scotty next from Marana.
You can see how he's playing. He's just literally camping a high ground, waiting to drop 2.
Yep,
Just
that's it. And he doesn't care if he's not even dying. He doesn't care if he dies, but he's like, I'm not going to die. Okay.
And why is it at nighttime that Tombstone on the high ground is so nice?
because it gives the same vision, day or night.
Yeah.
Okay, Kid Cudi.
How much vision does it give?
1800.
That's correct.
Actually, if you didn't know, it gives 1803 if you actually test it in test mode, yes.
Is that the Spire part of the lore?
Yes.
Because it has 3 windows.
I'm not kidding, SJ.
Yeah, 3
No, I'm
windows.
just kidding. I am. It's 1800.
Okay. I thought it might be the 3 window factor that you were talking about yesterday.
No, it's not, but that would help.
Okay.
And you see this Marana, right? We already see Snaking's doing so much damage with no damage items, right? It's the Marana, or the, pardon me, the Drow factor, and you just get an eye of Scotty?
Yes, that,
Why not?
that
So
is
tanky.
what it is called.
Yes.
But at the same time, we saw this build, I believe yesterday. Or was it yeah, it was yesterday that Snaking did this, right? He just built Hurricane Pike and I think a BKB Scotty.
He built
was his
BKB
build.
first, yeah.
Yeah, and he just tanks up because that's what the damage does for you. You don't need it.
That's why you talked about this Drow lineup. VGJ.Storm plays it so well. It's because all their players it's not just playing the Drow, it's playing with the Drow, as Kyle says.
Well, if you're giving your teammates an advantage, it's not only important that you understand what you're doing for your team, but that they understand what you're doing for your team.
And that's where SVG comes into play, teaching his young teammates.
Yes. He's also incredibly good at cornhole.
Yes.
Well, I just realized.
Lotus.
So the inaugural Cornhole Championships actually have 3 players in this game.
They do, but look at this. They might find the Necrophos. He does get his Lotus Storm off. Oh, no, and King RD traps his own team. Now they're going to turn it around. Look at the Radiant team. They are converging. The 2-man Tombstone. Is he going to ulti him? Oh, you bet he will. Tavo goes down to Snake King as well over here. The arrow. Oh, my goodness. It was on point like Icicle, but they're going to move around. Weehaw, he's trying to run away. He won't have another blink. He's trying to another. Whoa. He has the urn on him. They're trying. MSS gets the stun up. Duster gets a nice 3-man Arcane Curse, but it's not going to matter. They're just getting run down. Tavo buys back. Who's he going to ulti? Who? Oh, it will be MSS, but look at that. With the Buckler armor as well, he will die to the Splinter Blast, but now Winter Wyvern. Oh, the uphill miss. I believe that probably would have been a kill or very close.
And they go high ground if he dies.
And look at this. It is a buyback from Tavo, a buyback from Weehan, now HFN. He's like, maybe I can get a sneaky little kill here, but doesn't look like it'll happen. That's also one of the things of Drow, not just like activating your aura to push towers, just pushing in lanes with your aura in general. Oh, SVG, he will just die there. Looked like he got force-staffed by Yawar, but it won't be enough.
I will be proud. He has a buckler.
Dude, I actually had that thought.
It's fire.
Are you ready to run?
You know me too well.
Yeah. A casual buckler against heroes like Clinks, and when you're just, what else are you going to buy? You ain't getting any
Hey, it's the most gold efficient armor item, and also gives 2 armor to your team.
Yeah. You ain't going to Keeler or anything like that.
So when does VGJ.Storm attempt to go high ground? Is it just second Roche timing per normal?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, you just corral them in their base. You're going to slowly establish map control until all your heroes are alive again, and you say, we're drawing a line. When they cross it, we kill them. Otherwise, we wait for Roche.
All right, makes
And
sense.
they
Starve them out.
They force buyback. It's just tough because you're pushing into Wyvern. You're against a silencer, and Clinks still does output enough damage to take out someone in the duration of those lockdowns. And so if like Clinks and silencer kill one guy and the Wyvern ult kills another on the side, like you will lose a fight. So there's no reason to pressure too hard. You're out farming. Get your core items.
What are these levels? That's the thing, right? We have 3 level 3 ultis on the Radiant, and Clinks still struggling for his, but Weeha, I think, is the big sad point of the game here. He's only level 15, only a Blink Echo Saber going for a Shadow Blade. He just feels very underfarmed middle lane. Looks like they're going for the Clinks. They are going to find him. He is going to pop the BKB. He's going to try to turn it on Rezo, who is going to force step away. They're snowballing in. Weeha's there. He is going to get him, but he punches him up in the air after he force steps. The Tombstone is up on the hill now, and look at this though. Mirana taking so much damage. Mirana is going to go down. Resolution is just melting him now, but now he's trying to run. He's going to get healed up by Tavo a little, but MSS on the backside doing so much damage. They're trying to kill the Tombstone on the uphill, but it struggles so hard.
You missed, man. How good is his placement? Every single fight.
And he also has level 15, so if he dies, he'll have more placement.
Yep, he will.
Tombstones.
And he can, what if he gets a blink to blink up on the hill to die on?
My goodness.
The value. But they're just pushing a base now. No Trian in this game. Oh, they're just going to find Duster immediately. A nice save by King Ardir. Did he get himself killed? No. But it doesn't look like anything else will happen. It'll be a buyback from Silencer, but unfortunately, without Arcane Curse, he doesn't do much. On the backside, though, HFN's looking. He does get MSS. That isn't a core Sven, though, but it is a good kill. SVG is just socking him in the face. We're going to see King RD wants to punch someone into the air. Hasn't yet. Now will punch. Resolution. Taking a lot of damage, but will it be enough? It sure won't. Now Duster, the dieback will happen. A silence just in case HFN was there. And they will glyph, but once they, we're up 14K. It looked like a decent team fight for a little bit, but you're up 14K, you get a Tombstone on the hill, you're not winning a fight. Now he is going to look for SVG. The silence comes off. Oh, he gets the ulti, but that means you can't kill and die. Well, it means you're going to get both the kills. Tombstone goes down on death, though. Resolution is just going in. The dust by Tavo should be enough. HFN, one more. No, he needs 2, and now look at this. HFN just getting squared down by Snake King. Will it be enough? No, but he's the Tombstone. He wants to kill it. He gets it. But the range creep goes down, and now Snake King. Oh, my goodness.
There's no invis. He has a leap in a second.
Oh, go for it. And this might be, if he had like a Maelstrom, maybe you go for that with the damage. Oh, arrow. Will miss.
And I'm telling you, man, this Tombstone, SVG is just single-handedly winning these fights.
And as a 5 hero, to be able to do that feels good.
And this is the true test of Storm is going to be, do they continue this sort of dominance when teams don't give them their comfort? Because they don't even just have this Drow strat.
Yeah.
They have SVG Undying. Like, I've seen them go Necro Undying, or Mirana Undying into Drow strats before.
He has his ulti, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to get it off in time. He gets the leap. Oh, he's stuck. Oh, my goodness. Now he's going to get off. He is just going to run. Use all 3 leaps. Will he get trapped in? Oh, my goodness. He does. Do they know he did? Oh. It's a little bit scary, but he will survive. The dust actually does hit him, but he is hidden into the trees, and now HFN, he's like, please. Oh. Look at this. MSS finds him on the high ground. It will be a global silence, and they'll get out of there. Very carefully, HFN has a BKB as well as 2.4. What do you go? Do you just go Chrysalis? You got to go pure damage, right? Well, Duster goes down.
He's got so much agility on Drow just going for him.
Oh, look at this. They're going to find the Necro again. He's just going to instantly die. Nice 2-man stun on the back by MSS, but an even better pick-up. We hear the Undying. He's coming here. Tombstone gets thrown out. King RD has a little bit. Arrow will end up hitting King RD. More than likely to die, though. He is cold embraced currently. They're still not killing him even. Look at this. SVG might die to Weeha. No, it was a bait the whole time. You don't even want to kill this guy. He's going to drop another tombstone. They're just trying to get out. Doesn't look like Undying will die. MSS, can he get the stun on Tavo? Looks like they don't want it. They just want to kill him, and they just play it carefully. VGJ.Storm not getting too cocky. Neither is Pain. They're still playing it very carefully.
Yep. And they have to. You can see like the Wyvern strength there, where you just... The cool thing about Mirana versus Wyvern is because if he leapt in, it fades before he actually has time to kill the Undying that he's targeting.
Okay.
Even though he did so much damage to the Tiny, he forced the response. You don't actually kill your teammates because of the short...
Oh, easy there, MSS. Easy there, snaking.
Ags on Sven.
Yeah,
that's going to be really cool. If you pop ults on Sven after you get Ags, it just gives bonus damage to your entire team at the time, and I believe it persists, or is it an aura form?
It's an aura.
It's an aura form.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're just 5-manning this entire game, so we'll say it's everyone.
The one thing that
and level 18.
we didn't see in the fight was that when the Tusk was dying, Duster microed the Courier to pick up his gem. So fortunately enough for Pain, even despite how grim this game looks, they didn't lose their gem against a Mirana lineup and a Shadow Blade Drow. So that was a pretty slick play.
Yep, it keeps it
just looking at a glass half full here for Pain.
It's true, because it makes it so they can't get complete control of the map, right? You have that gem, you get a smoke out, you can kill a couple and get your own wards.
It's
a
big
play. It is.
It leaves them in the game despite how
SVG. Oh, is he going to toss it uphill? You damn well know he is, and he throws it up there. Now Godstrength's getting a pop. He will snowball, but I have a bad feeling you're just going to die. He's going to roll over. And, well, still alive. Oh, he tries to ice shards himself to the low ground. Instead, he'll just be dead for 100 seconds.
And that's an Ags ultimate as well, so it's not like it's going to be too long of a cooldown for UR. In the meantime, Snaking was forced to cheese, almost went down to that crazy burst damage of Tiny with the Echo Saber and a Clink's Q, but alas, just not enough.
They don't know he doesn't have buyback, I guess.
have Scotty.
Waiting for the Necrophos ultimate.
Indeed.
Yep, which will be up very quickly here because of the Ags. 40-second cooldown.
Yeah, thank God the hero got nerfed. From 25 seconds to 40.
That was 25 seconds was nuts.
It's still nuts, but that was even more nuts.
Yeah.
And this Drow ETH Blade is nice because it gives him a ton of agi to enable his teammates to hit harder, and it also he can protect himself from the Clinks right-clicking him.
Yep.
And the Drow. And the Tiny.
Oh, he can also E-Blade the Wyvern Curse target.
True.
Which is quite handy.
Do you think we'll see that? Yes or no?
I wouldn't doubt it. I think he knows. Like
he's a good player.
When I listened to Resolution while he was playing a pub, he was very informative, like talking to me about his ideas. He thinks about the game
deep.
Yes, in depth. And those are kind of things that I know for a fact do not escape his thought process.
All right, so let's say we have a scan by Dire, no one in Viz there. Clinks has an MKB now. He does a ton of damage. So does Tavo as well, plus his ulti. I mean, you make the other team kill each other. It feels like, you know, Pain, they're down 20K, but they can definitely defend uphill for a decent amount of time.
Yep. It's possible. It's just...
It's tough.
I pointed to Sven pick. Like, he's going to be so valuable. The Ags ultimate, plus the fact that he's just been giving his entire team 20 armor. Like, it's... How much damage? Bonus ally damage?
125%.
My goodness.
You know,
for Drow, that is
a lot.
350 damage.
So we're going to keep my cursor over here.
This is going to be fun. what if they just went for throne, like through back door?
Stay with the Sven.
You could definitely backdoor through.
Well, we're about to see a fight, I think. And they're just going in. King RD, oh my goodness, he's just going to get silenced immediately. He'll go down on the backside. They're going to try to bring down the silencer. He does. He gets nuked. Everyone's just dead. Everyone's actually dead. Yawar is doing so much damage on Necro as well as Resolution. They just instantly kill 3 of them. And, well, you can't defend uphill if they're already uphill.
Okay.
And now look at this. Dive Scott is there. He actually tossed him top. We thought he was going back to the base. He's not. He's going to stun toss him, but Snake King doesn't care. HFN, BK beat. Ulti's going to fly, but it's only going to be Undying. There you go. Resolution. Put Sven under with the F-Blade so they don't kill him. And now HFN will make it back uphill, but they're just going to end the game here. He only used the F-Blade once, but he used it for the situation.
I mean, the fact that he wasn't even in danger and you saw him play the target, you know that's his immediate consideration of why he bought the item. So that's just impressive.
Oh, and there we go. Sven gets a stun. This should be a kill on Winter Wyvern. He can save himself. He will for now. HFN does get the kill on SVG, but it puts the tombstone down. Will the ulti be enough? It won't. Global comes out. Won't do very much, though. Tavo's dead. HFN's dead. Dire is just trying to defend. Maybe VGJ will dive the throne, they're thinking, but it doesn't look like they will. And King RD will go down. Ulti and 20. Good game called by King RD. And VGJ.Storm Drow lineup. it doesn't lose very often.
I haven't seen it lose since the qualifiers.
That's a long time.
I feel like I was saying this yesterday. Is this just deja vu, or did they pick Drow and I said, why are you giving them Drow? Ban Drow.
That's deja vu, because you did say that.
True.
Wait, that's not deja vu then.
Maybe
I don't know
it
how that works. Is it? I don't know how it actually works. But it's a VGJ.Storm victory. We take a look at the scoreboard here, and I mean, at 45-17. Pain, they stuck around. I thought they played decently in the late game, but I mean, HFN can only do so much as a Clinks, right? Single target, no comeback mechanic. I thought he tried his best, but sometimes it's not good enough.
Pretty much. Not much more to say. I think it was more VGJ just playing it safe more so than Pain staying in the game. But I look at their draft and I just think that if your last pick is Wyvern to prevent Drow, the opening is Necro Undying. Those are like hard counters to Wyvern, and you're saving it for last. Like if you want this, you want to deny Drow, pick that up in your opener instead of a silencer. But you're just playing into VGJ's hands. I think this is a total draft win. Storm proving why they're on fire throughout this group stage.
They've lost one game, I believe, to Optic, unless I missed one earlier, and that is pretty dang impressive.
Yeah, they only had the 2 series today, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so they're just owning. BSJ, you were on this team before VGJ.Storm, but now there's no shot at you. I mean, they've come together from way back then. Like, I don't think anyone thought the first or second iteration, you know, we're going to do that, and then Snake King gets brought back. You get someone like Resolution, all of a sudden, you're first place in your group at TI 2 days in.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. One comment I want to make is I feel, as you mentioned, VGJ has seemingly always had the draft advantage, and not only are they getting the draft advantage, but it's with heroes they are known for picking. And one thing I want to note from a Tiny perspective is in terms of the support role, Undying owns you. Because his status resistance doesn't help you against the Tombstone slow. So you're getting kited by a support, and you're a hero that loses attack speed over the course of the game. So you're never killing that tomb, and there's so many times where you're trying to blink away, you're trying to disengage, and you're slow as a rock.
Yep, and you want to know, I bet we can see a lot of Undying slows in the highlights right here, because Kyle, you definitely loved those high ground Tombstones. And they were game-winning right here. That was just an easy kill on Yellow.
That was probably see going
it's right here.
Pain.
It's right here. He's just hanging out as his team closes, just in case. You know, maybe they aren't going to fight us here, so I'll just walk away. Tombstone is a very long cooldown, the true Undying ultimate, some would say. So you don't want to waste it, but it's just nice. I just think this whole draft from VGJ.Storm is just, I don't actually know how to beat it.
Don't let him get it.
If they picked these 5 heroes and I had 5 heroes to choose, it would still be difficult to outdraft them, I think.
And it goes back to that, the last pick that just pretty much did not, like you guys said, if they get Broodmother, Pain Gaming could just run over this game. Instead, they don't ban it. They freak Pain Gaming out with a random Sven pick, which wasn't random to them, but to us, it's crazy.
Yeah, these little niche picks that are just so specific are just incredible. It's one of those where, how did they come up with that? When did they think about that? Did they think about it in the middle of the game? Did they have this
draft?
Yeah. It's something where I know for some of my best picks in the past have just been stuff you don't even think about until it happens. And I've asked that at the summit a bit, and SVG is just like, yeah, we thought about it during the game. It was not this specific game, obviously, but they had a pick that was incredibly powerful, and they're like, yeah, it just came up, and we said, let's do it. Yep. And that's the benefit of having a versatile 4-position player like MSS. He just plays whatever you give him.
Yeah. 3 misses on that Tombstone for the Clinks. Like it just, what are you going to do? You're just slowed by 45 zombies, and you can't kill it because you can't. Sorry. And there's a SVG. It was a nice double kill right here. A nice setup there, but then Resolution, he's ready to go.
We were discussing how there was a lack of reach for Pain Gaming. And what does VG do? They itemize for, what, 3 Force staffs, I want to say?
2 Hurricane Pikes at least.
Yeah, 2 Hurricane Pikes and a Force.
Yeah,
and
the Force.
all of a sudden, even if you close the gap on them with the Tusk or the Tiny Blink in, they're just saved immediately. So the only way you can kill somebody is as they did just there, where it's 100%
to 0%.
Yep, and you see the Shadow Blade there picked up at 30 minutes in. That's a pretty late timing for that item. I mean, they didn't have. I don't think they ever had control of the map after 5 minutes in, which was very rough. Even though they had the gem, they could never take control of the map because the tower advantage for a Drow lineup.
And this Sven was just such a bulky. He enabled the lineup because Undying honestly didn't want to go in first. He was the backline healer. He was almost like a Warlock type hero where he's going to lay his big ability and he's going to heal the rest of his teammates. And then you have this Sven who just wreaked havoc. And then this Ags, obviously. The game was pretty much over at this point, but the Drow's hitting for 700 damage with the Sven Ags giving 125%. And since Drow's all agility, most of her damage is base damage.
It's a pretty cool synergy.
No.
And I think it's, I've almost, I don't know, I am certainly not alone in this, but I feel like there's this sense that we're waiting for the shoe to drop on Storm. Like, they're gonna not choke necessarily, but they won't be good enough. Yeah, exactly. All the way since they won that land in Thailand, the minor.
GS, yeah.
And then they were second at the major. And then they're going into qualifiers, and they're not looked at as the easy favorite. People are thinking it's going to be Optic, it's going to be EG, and they just look like they are the best team in America.
Yeah.
And now they're here. They still look like they might be the best team out of America.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, coming in, right, it was Liquid, LGD, VP, and I would even say Secret a little bit behind them. I mean, those were like the top 4 teams most people are thinking. And then you look at the end of day 1, even day 2 right now, and I believe EG actually took game 1 off of LGD as well. So, I mean, the 2 top in the groups are VJ and EG, which is crazy. It honestly is.
I think.
Are we actually surprised?
I am, honestly,
I'm
a little.
Surprised.
I'm a little. I thought VGJ.Storm after the summit, like it really did look like they struggled versus Fnatic and EG a lot. And I didn't know how much is that it's a summit going into TI, but I thought they were going to struggle. I really did.
Legitimately did not try at that event.
Okay.
And
they got 3rd place.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I think unequivocally, EG and Storm were in my top 6. Everyone knows your top 3, LGD, Liquid, VP. I think that no matter how many games they win or lose in groups, they're still going to perform at a top 6 level.
Yeah.
I think Storm and EG are there, and that 6th spot is up for grabs. Favorites to that are probably Mineski.
Yep.
Maybe even Optic. I'm not sure. Newbie.
Maybe.
It's really just
who knows?
China.
China, I think so.
We said it was going to be LGD, but in reality, like, I don't know if you guys, like, you trained like the Chinese did, if I'm not mistaken, when you were playing at Storm. What was that like?
It's tough, right?
How many sets a day are you playing?
Yeah, I mean, you're playing like 3 scrims, and then you have like 3 sets of 3, and then you're scheduled like drills with the team, and then scheduled pubs as well. That's the kind of mindset that they have.
12 hours of Team Dota every day, and consider how long it was. The biggest break by far of the entire season was from the end of qualifiers to the start of TI. Started even later this year than usual. So you have 30 to 40 days where every single Chinese team is playing 10 plus hours a day, 6 days a week.
That's a lot.
It is, and it's why you can't really guess who's going to be the best from China when you get to TI, because they play so much damn Dota in the meantime.
Yeah, so much has happened between the last time
and
we saw
there's
them
a patch, the whole game changes. Like, you never know who's going to stay on top, and it's not like there's any smaller names as you switch squads. Like, sure, maybe he's on LGD and he's an Ame, and they look great all year, but you still have Sylar. You have Freeze.
I think the peculiar thing about the way the patches worked this year was because there's minor patches, the way you win the game hasn't really changed over the course of the last 5-6 months. But since all the heroes are getting rebalanced and like nerfed and buffed according to pick rate and how how successful we're seeing them in the tournaments, it's just teams are finding different heroes to do the same things.
Indeed.
Which is, I think it's just interesting. It's a different way to approach meta shifting, and since the strategy to win or the way to win is not changing, we just gotta pick out what heroes do it differently and what patches. And since there was that small patch even before TI, 2 weeks before, certain heroes have come out of nowhere. And then you see the entire meta adjusting to it, and like heroes that you wouldn't expect to see at all, even something like a Nyx, not a premier pick necessarily, but something that's in response to all the other heroes that have become premier picks.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of him.
Yeah, I just love, I love TI. I think that's...
I love Dota.
The overall, if I could sum up what I just said in 3 words.
Because it's an ever...
Real quick.
Evolving game.
That's a big step for you, BSJ.
Thank you.
If only you could do that.
If only I could get my
all
point
the
across
time
in less than 45 minutes.
What?
It.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wait. By the way, the first game or second game has already happened.
Yep, it did.
During that explanation by me.
Oh,
Not really. But we're about to
You're
start.
way better at making fun of other people versus yourself.
I'll stick to it. Everyone has their pluses and minuses.
Indeed.
Yeah, sometimes people will have more minuses.
That's an interesting
than pluses.
job interview question.
Okay.
I don't know how I would answer it personally, so you can help us out, and maybe the viewers at home.
Okay.
What would you say is your worst quality?
My worst quality.
Yep.
I'm not good at failure.
dealing with failure. I actually think that's a good one though. Dealing with failure.
That's
like
one of those. That's a
letting
Dilbert
yourself
answer.
down is a. I think some people's. I struggle a lot when I perform at a lower level than I expect myself to perform at anything. Whether that means like at a sport or in something where I should have done better in some regard. And I think that at TI, that's a big factor that plays in though.
Yeah.
Is people let it get to them. The momentum, the mental aspect of what we feel comfortable doing. A team like VGJ.Storm. This is what we feel comfortable doing, and it's working.
Yeah.
And that adds a lot of that. Dota's a lot about confidence. Not only do you need to know what to do, but you need to be confident enough to just do it without hesitation. True. And I think that's relevant here. Surprisingly, I came to that point, and I'm like, wait a minute, that actually applies. I don't get that feeling very often when I'm.
What I think,
right?
Yeah.
Imagine, so like, let's say like this is what you say, right?
Yeah.
You cut out like this part at the beginning.
Okay, that's.
You're
like
making a
that's like
turkey
the ham.
sandwich.
Yeah, okay, I was thinking ham.
Okay, ham
turkey's
sandwich.
fine.
So you cut off the crusts.
Okay.
Right?
Smart.
Yeah.
And then instead of putting in like
Reduce the
this
carbs.
much, right?
Okay.
You just put in like this much.
Take out the tomatoes.
Okay.
I mean, you don't need
Maybe
tomatoes.
like
Yeah,
one
you got
tomato.
like you got olives and
Okay.
lettuce and
I agree.
onions and arugula, like all this stuff. Like we don't
Yeah.
need vegetables. We were talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
What makes a good sandwich, or really just anything delicious? It's very simple: bread, meat, cheese, heat.
Wow.
Boom.
Yep.
4 simple food groups.
And that's what makes
Heat's a
Dota.
food group now.
It is.
That's what makes Dota so great as well. A Dota team is like a sandwich. SVG is the foundation, the bread.
Who's the meat?
The meat, I mean, it's got to usually be your playmaker. So say we'll go with Pain Gaming. HFN is just straight up meat. And then you have Tavo. Tavo is like lettuce. You know, he's there. He's in the background. But he's water. You need that. You need water in your diet, and that's what lettuce is. Then you have King RD. This guy
He's the
knows
oddball.
what
He's
he's
hot
doing.
sauce.
Yeah, he's hot sauce.
Complicated.
He's quirky,
Hard to
fun.
understand.
And that's your
Snaking-
sandwich.
Snaking, based off of his, let's say, temperament in pubs, might be the heat that's applied to
You're
the
right, because
steak.
that is
Fire.
an ingredient.
True.
The
And you
fire.
need heat because you got to stay motivated, hungry. That's why you got the sandwich in the first
Yep.
place. And that's what drives your team to victory. I mean, I would think you can back me up on this. I think VGJ.Storm probably works harder than maybe every team in the West, with the exception of like Liquid VP.
The one thing about resolution and snaking that I've heard, like the one complaint I've heard about Rezo on people's teams is that
He drinks out of
gets
the milk
upset
carton.
when people don't want to win as hard as he does. And I'm like, that's like the most positive bad thing, or like not bad thing, but like times he's had
Yep.
problems with teammates.
That would've
I'm
been
like,
his job
That's not
interview.
even toxic. That's
Yeah.
just him wanting to win more. And I think him and snaking have that a lot in common. I think snaking gets a lot of flack, but every time he's getting frustrated, it's because the person that he's getting frustrated at doesn't want to win as hard as he wants to win.
Yep.
And you can tell these guys want it, how far they've come. Like these guys, like Resolution was teamless in what,
Yep.
March?
He was.
And
He was teamless by choice, to be fair.
well,
Like,
but I'm saying though, he was like had to reset his season.
Yeah.
True.
I'm not trying to say like he didn't. Yeah, but it wasn't like he underperformed and became teamless. He had to reset his entire season, and they've grown as a team. And players like Yawar and Snaking, I feel, have been on the brink for a long time,
Yeah.
and now they're here.
And on the
And
other
I
side,
tried to wrap that up as quickly as possible.
how about Pain Gaming though? South America, like we got this slot last year, right? We had Infamous who came in, you know, played their TI, and then Pain Gaming this year. Pain Gaming stood head and shoulders above everyone else in South America, right? Like Infamous, I think went to 2 events with Pepita in them, but Pain Gaming dominated South America. Speaking of that, do you think it's good if one team dominates a region? Do you think like it encourages other teams to get better? Or do you think it could be a bad thing?
Encourages innovation.
I think if you look at Europe, it was a very bad thing this year because OG essentially just
Stomped all tier 2s.
Yeah, and the problem is when there's a lack of events for tier 2 teams to go to, it's real demoralizing to sit at home and do nothing because
Yeah.
all the good teams are scrimming
You can't do it.
or they're at events.
Yeah.
And you're just at home for months.
Yeah.
Nothing to do. And you then roster shuffle, which is a big issue in South America, where these teams that win qualifiers, all of a sudden they go back home or they lose a game here and there, and then all of a sudden there's no team left.
Yep, and that happens. But look at this. Did you know this is the last game of the day? At least on this stream and for us.
Flies.
Time flies when you're with good people, and more so, I don't care about you guys, good Dota.
Yeah, this has felt
And
like
we've
a
had a
really
lot.
long day.
What? Well, no, it has, because I love Dota. I'll sit here for 5 more hours after this. If production wants to sit with me, I would love to. No,
it's so funny because you look at our day and you're like, yeah, you got to cast 6 games in a row. And we're here and we're like, haven't taken a single break. And suddenly we're at the 6th game where time absolutely flies when you're doing what you love and hanging out with people who also love doing the same thing.
Doing it with who you love.
Yep. Pain Gaming and VGJ.Storm. Just kidding. I don't know. So let's see. Wraith King and Necro. I mean, those are 2 staple heroes that we've seen him played in every lane, right? Snake King has played both of them. I believe Rezo has actually played both of them. Just get rid of those heroes. They banned Tiny. I mean, Weehaw definitely did very good middle lane, right? So you just take that out. What? Spit it out, Kyle.
Why didn't they ban Drow? I think Storm just first 2's Wyvern +1. Probably Mirana if left available. If you're Pain, Crystal Maiden is still in the pool. Silencer, Phoenix, Willow, Mirana.
Gaming's turn to pick.
I feel like they go CM or Mirana here.
VGJ.Storm.
They go Willow instead. That's okay. I'm just scared that Storm's going to get exactly what they want again.
Yeah, and there's the Dark. I'm glad to see a Dark Willow first pick. I agree with you. I have him as my first pick, most picked hero, actually. And I mean, people are realizing, wait a minute, this guy is really good level 1, really good level 2, and good late game.
MSS knows this hero really well, so not only does that mean does he know how to play it, he knows how to deal with it. I want to see some stuns,
I want to see
disable.
a support Furion, because that's what kills Willow. You need creeps in the
Nature's
laning
Prophet.
phase.
I can work with that.
Yep.
So maybe instead of stuns, you just steamroll it in the laning stage.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
And Willow, of course, he's good. He has 2 ultimates. They're actually both insane. You have a 4-second AoE fear that you can pump fake. We know how effective that is. And an ultimate that does more magic damage than I think any other 5
Easily.
could possibly output.
Easily.
I have seen him solo kill heroes with 2,000 HP once he hits 12.
That's
She
pretty
hits
good.
12. Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
So do you actually think, could it be Phoenix Drow or Wyvern Drow? Is that a high possibility?
I don't think you want to Drow in the opener, but I think you can Wyvern to prevent
it. Kyle. You savage.
And do you
Speaking
pick
of
the
SVG.
Wyvern as a block pick to the Furion?
Nah. There's like 1 or 2 directions they could go, but I like this because it means they're not all in on this concept of, oh, Drow is broken, we'll just pick it. If you give them a free Drow game, they'll play it, but they understand. Like, they're playing Willow. You pick Prophet into Willow because he can't deal with creeps. Super low armor, very low damage, and you can't trade with a Prophet. And Willow is good if you can trade, but if you can't, it's just you just don't do anything.
So do you go the Mirana here? You have the Sprout set up. No, you go the Ogre. Okay, so is that more likely to be a core Nature's Prophet, or is it just
It's possible.
on the table? Because they've done Resolution.
I love core Prophet the way Miracle runs it. I like it in every single way. The thing about the hero is it requires a very high understanding of what you want to do in the game, how your team is going to play around you, and you need to have a very high level of comfort and personal skill. So it's excellent as a support, an offlaner, or a mid, but you need to have that knowledge.
The thing about being able to be anywhere on the map is to play the hero to its optimal potential, you have to know exactly where to be.
True.
And Pangolier, Tavo, one of his most signature heroes.
I mean,
quite a stylish Pangolier player. Ready to roll it up.
I'm ready.
Arteezy hates this hero, but Grant?
As said, I called Arteezy dumb, and I think he's wrong about this hero. I've seen Tavo play it. I've seen Ice play it. I've seen Zai and 33 play it. If you're saying that hero's bad after watching them play it, I would say you're either part of, OpenAI because you're a bot, or you just don't have eyes because you can't see it. Because this hero's good. I mean, once BKBs come out, yeah, you're useless. But before BKBs come out, I mean, he owns, right? He can perma-stun heroes. He can do an absurd amount of damage, and he's mobile as all heck.
As all heck.
And, I mean, Tavo is, he carried them. This hero-player combination versus SG in all of the SA, region, Tavo Pangolier carried him a lot of games. He's ownage.
The one comment I'll make is the one hero I think Jug can actually lane against and is good against is Pangolier.
And why is that?
You mentioned Jug earlier.
Yeah,
he just doesn't lose the lane, because Pangolier usually wins by poking you down with his Q and then eventually representing kill threat. He doesn't exactly trade all that well, so I just think Jug, a hero we mentioned earlier, and he also doesn't die because you said Pangolier is completely useless against BKBs.
Yeah.
So I'm simply mentioning that hero because you
I'm
mentioned it
pretty
earlier.
sure Swashbuckle disjoints the ultimate, and you also escape from the spin. And You know what? Never mind.
It's good against the Willow Pangolier is all I'm saying. If I was going to see a Jug, which I still don't think I will, it'll be this game.
Real quick, they banned Drow and then Storm banned Brood, yeah. So surprising that they're banning Brood even though Pain didn't pick in the previous game. It could just be because of the Pango, because to Grant's point, he falls off hard. But when you have a Brood Mother to play around and you're trying to just kind of close out a game between 20-30 minutes, Pango is incredibly strong team fighting. That is one thing Pain's draft has at the moment that Storm lacks. Just massive team fight.
Yep.
So I think they're going to reveal what this Prophet's going to be. And we could just see another Mirana pick.
I think Mirana is solid.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason not to pick it.
And you have
saw
Resolution
Ogre
and
Mirana
Snake
earlier.
King.
Yeah.
It doesn't even give away what lane it's going to go to, just that you have a Mirana.
Yeah, Ogre's like another setup hero. Serves as that beefy meat shield that enables Mirana to get favorable trades. And Mirana's just a pretty good hero.
Yep. She really is. I mean, most agility here. Now that high base damage, your agility, so you already like have built-in high armor, which is always nice. I don't know, agility, feeling a little weird. Like, agility is top tier. Then you look at strength and intelligence, you're like, you guys are losers. Like, being smart means nothing. Being strong means nothing. Being agile and quick, that's everything in Dota, and there it is.
I don't see any reason not to pick it. That's the best.
Yeah,
that's the best, most versatile hero I'd say in Dota right now.
And the PL Brood bans come more into picture when you pick this Mirana.
They're banning PL every game in the second phase.
Yeah.
Every single game.
Well, they always pick Mirana.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's really one of the few heroes that causes Mirana issues in the current meta. None of the other heroes that traditionally counter Mirana, such as Slark, can actually lane in this meta. So PL I think the reason you find them banning PL is like last game they had Undying, one of the few heroes that can still focus the Tombstone and not have to commit as PL. In this game, you're going to pick Mirana. Mirana struggles to deal with PL in the mid game because she can't clear illusions, and he can mana burn her. But so we have the Mirana pick, Pain Gaming. What do they pick?
Yeah, you guys called it for VGJ.Storm. Let's think about it
like
for Pain.
Kunkka again. We saw that yesterday against like multiple mobile heroes, and it clears out the trees.
I think they'll Shaker for King RD. I think when you have Pango, Shaker Tusk become really value.
So wait, so then that makes it a Dark Willow Corks. I don't think Duster plays Dark Willow.
Oh, really?
I don't believe. I mean, I think he could, but I have never seen him play it myself. Sorry, I could be wrong as well, but I've never seen him play it.
You could like Crystal Maiden or something here. That just feels awkward. You could Phoenix, but the issue is when you're playing against a Prophet, you need something that helps you deal with his pressure.
Jakiro?
Possible, but I still think that hero's good. It's too slow.
That's a little. I'm saying that you like a support that deals with the
okay.
trees pretty well.
Gotcha.
VGJ
Let's see what they take.
Storm.
Well,
yeah.
Man, we are on fire.
Yeah.
We are like Jakiro's left head.
And that makes Juggernaut even better.
I got it. I got it right. Don't worry.
I'm ready for the pick of the turn. By the way, I didn't mention it last time. I thought Sven was, in my honest opinion, in terms of just all at a pick, the pick of the tournament for me.
It was genius. It was,
that blew my mind when I looked like retrospectively. Like, wow. What a pick.
I remember Bulba used to brag about being in Mensa, but I think SVG actually is. The dude is a genius.
Come on, dude.
He's
The one time
mensational.
I firmly believe Jug's a good hero.
You want him to go Jug right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
don't hate it.
Two heroes that can disjoint his ult. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like the Prophet core is very nice here. Like as your mid hero, perhaps. I'm also certain he'll crush a Pangolier. Although he can kill your trees. It's a low armor, low attack damage hero, and I think Prophet could zone him very effectively. I just think Core Prophet like runs this game over, but we'll see.
Whoa.
There's the Nyx.
They go global hero plus Invis hero.
So it looks like a core Nature's Prophet.
Yep.
I guess it could be core Nyx technically, but
Shout out
like
to
Mirana Resolution and Nyx on the snaking. But either way, we'd mentioned him from last game. He's more popular because he counters these meta heroes like Willow. And Jakiro's another hero that stuns himself on Carapace.
Even Swashbuckle.
I really think safe lane Prophet's the way to go here. It crushes the Pango. You can put it with like your Nyx or your Ogre, depending on what you want to do. Mirana goes off lane with the other stun, and you last pick your mid hero. And what's Pain's response?
What is Pain's response right here? They have probably their two supports.
Yeah.
They have your Tavo hero. You take your, more than likely, Weehaw hero. What is a good Weehaw hero against Ogre, Nature's Prop, Mirana, Nyx? That is so much, the map pressure. You're just saying those heroes' names. Like, what do you pick that's
TA comes to
survivable?
mind.
Okay. Because they usually last pick HFN. We'll see if they do. No, they'll give HFN his fourth pick hero. Interesting.
I don't mind the Spectre pick.
That's
I don't
another
love
hero,
it, but
though.
I don't mind it.
Nyx can stun him as well, though. If he goes the Radiance build, obviously.
It is very good against Mirana
He
Prophet,
won't,
though,
okay.
to be fair. It is excellent in this sort of game. And you don't... You have a good lineup built around Spectre as well. Talking about how strong Pango is and Willow are in the early game until BKB as well. Spectre, he loves when heroes can buy him time to get to that 30-minute mark or so.
The dispersion doesn't work like all these other things like return, where it's carapaceable. So like you can't like stun the Spectre unless he buys a Radiance, which is nice.
You don't think he will, though?
No.
Yeah, you can't buy a Radiance here. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up going some sort of like Maelstrom type item just later on, but I think you also have a lot of...
Spectre.
I'm simply saying some item that helps him kill creeps.
Just to confirm for the record, you're saying Spectre's going to buy a Maelstrom?
I said like Maelstrom, not a Maelstrom. I couldn't really think of it off the top of my head, but I feel like he does have to be able to be, even though they have Jakiro Pango, he's going to be at his own towers defending while VGJ is applying pressure on them. So I think that Spectre does have to have something that makes it so he does that effective enough, because you don't want to go Radiance against the Nyx. I'm just thinking, like, what's his other option?
I think just Tread Tequila has got to be enough. The Blade Mail Manta build just seems way too strong for you to insert any other item. Like, even, like, Drums is too expensive. It's just Blade Mail. Like, Blade Mail plus the Dispersion just seems nuts, because you return more than the damage you're taking, even if they're hitting you through Blade Mail.
It is absolutely nuts. Does that mean TA with the Huskar ban?
It's possible. It's a great TA game, that's for sure. And that gives you 2 heroes on Pain that are very tough to deal with.
VGJ.Storm.
I said that for 4th pick,
and
so we'll call it an honorary pick.
This makes for an incredible Ember pick here, if you're Storm. I think that that's the direction you go. It crushes Spectre TA.
It does.
It's lovely to play with a Prophet.
Good against Jakiro.
Yeah, you have no real answer. You cannot kill an Ember in this game. You have no answer to it whatsoever. And it's great synergy with heroes like Prophet, Mirana, Ogre that want to play fast, stay on map. You don't take towers, but you find kills. These other heroes.
They get towers.
Exactly.
And it's one of Yawar's.
Down for an Ember pick.
And it's one of his favorite heroes to play in pubs.
Yeah.
Like, he enjoys playing that hero. And if it's good to play, I don't see why they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I could see him just trying to be a boss and play like a Shadow Fiend into TA, but I hope he doesn't, because you just pick Ember. You could potentially go like some Veno or something, but...
Terrible.
All right.
Whoa. So it is a middle Nature's Prophet, possibly?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, mid-Natures against TA.
No, it's middle Mirana.
I think you do mid-Prophet. I think
they're
not exclude. Oh, no.
It is the Snake King player. What?
Possibly. I don't know. I guess mid-Mirana. I don't think Mirana does very well against TA.
It doesn't. It's, I would say, a counter pick or TA is the counter pick, rather. I think Prophet crushes a TA, though.
Yeah, it does, I believe. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this Terrorblade pick. I think the rest of their draft looks really good, but we'll have to see how it plays out. What's the plan? I love when I see these type of picks where I don't understand them. I'm going to pay attention to it a lot because I want to see how they end up utilizing it in ways I don't know.
It's a really hard TB game, to be honest.
Counters a Spectre with the Reflection, but that's about it.
If he goes Radiance, but he won't.
I mean, it still counters him because of the Desolate.
Sure. I just feel like against Pango Willow, it's like a hard Terrorblade game already. They do so much magic damage. Like, it's just easy to get 100 to 0. You also can't sunder the Willow through the Shadow Realm, so...
That's one hero you can't.
That's a really good-looking Terrorblade, though. I'm
just always afraid of picking TB into 4 heroes that kill me. Or rather, 4 position heroes that kill me, specifically Skywrath Willow. Yeah, Skywrath Willow are the big 2.
Yeah, Willow, not only because she has the damage, but you can't sunder her reliably when she is killing you.
Always going to be rough. So you guys, after that Terrorblade pick, you think Pain Gaming has a decent chance, or do you think the other 4 heroes of VGJ.Storm are going to be enough here?
It's got to come down to the lanes. I think that if Storm wins their lanes and like takes a couple towers, the game becomes very difficult for Pain because they're in one of those spots where all 3 heroes need a game, but none of them can really secure one for themselves. Yeah. Pangolier, like you're not a ganker, you know. You're not gonna like show up in a lane, make things happen. You're just trying to shove lanes, get ahead, make some moves in a team fight. But it could go either way. But I think Storm has proven that they are the better team right now.
I'm going to go with Pain winning this game by virtue of their draft looks way better in comparison to the last one. Like, last game I felt that VGJ had a much overall cleaner lineup, but like I'm in agreement that VGJ is the better team. But I'm going with Pain. I'm sticking with my boys from SA. Tavo, Pangolier, it's stylish. Well, much more confident in this than the offlane Wyvern.
This is the 10th game we've cast of North American qualified team in this tournament.
Lost yet?
No, they have not, which is why I'm going to stick with Storm.
I don't know.
Statistical analysis is why we brought you here, Kyle.
It's the same logic as if you flip a coin 9 times and it's heads 9 times in a row.
It's going to be heads.
Exactly.
My thought is just when you give Pain heroes they're extremely comfortable with, they will win the game. You have the King RD Dark Willow, the Tavo Pango, and the HFN Spectre. I think Pain takes it. I think they have a little better draft, and you just, I don't know. Giving HFN a hero like Spectre, if he has a decent laning phase, he will carry a game.
Yeah, it's like a fact that every mid player in South America has an incredible TA.
Yes.
And Tavo has 2 heroes I would say you need to fear, and they're Pango and Enigma, and he's got one of them.
This is a mid Terrorblade.
Yep.
It is going to be, okay.
You didn't say that already, right?
Kyle said you thought it would be, or one of you said that. I don't know.
We said we wanted Prophet, but Mirana wasn't a good matchup, so it should be TV. And I think it's even, but you get Psybladed as a 488 health hero.
Doesn't matter how much armor you have if he's hitting the creeps.
That's why I'm kind of confused, because that's why he's so good in lane. He has 10 armor, 11.
I feel like when I've seen Miracle go mid Terrorblade, he doesn't go Quelling, he goes for Wraithband.
Okay, Miracle is the guy in Southeast Asia. Miracle is the player on Liquid.
Miracle.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Miracle also a very good player though himself.
Yeah.
Miracle.
I'm talking about the one from Liquid.
Yes.
The one that is doing it.
Yes. Well, let's see. I think this middle lane, look at this. They already have someone there to
secure the Ogre, yeah.
Look at this. We're going back a meta. We are having an Ogre just sit middle, and he has Ignite. But we are doing a good job. Look at this. He gets both last hits under the tower. Like, he just got all 3. What a note. That's just good play. Does get that one denied, the most important one, but he gets 3 last hits.
Yeah, that's great play. He just won the block.
Yeah.
Mid player versus carry player, it can happen.
I don't think he purposely let that creep through. That's just not good when especially when you're planning to dual lane. Last thing you want to do is have your creep wave die that quickly, because when you have that many creeps on the enemy side, you can't be aggressive as 2 heroes.
And here you see the problem. Once you get away from that tower, SVG will just whop you. A miss uphill by Resolution on the first attack. And that means
able to chase for a kill otherwise.
That means bottom. It is going to be solo Nature's Pro. Why is it okay to leave this hero? Just because he can put trance on the enemy? Or?
He's stronger, like 1 versus 2, I think. I'd say he's favored in this lane.
As long as he's not killable.
Yeah.
You'd say he's favored 2v1?
Well, the thing is, he's not going to lose the lane or get killed, and then Ogre comes bottom and they just start dominating the lane. Doesn't matter if he's behind a little bit or not.
Okay. And now it looks like we are going to see a rotation here from King RD. Only level 1, which could be a problem, but he might be enough to save his partner in crime here, Weeha, and it will just running through with Shadow Realm. And there we go. The Metamorphosis wears off. 7-4 versus 4-0. Not terrible for the TA. It is going to be top. They're going in. It's going to be a leap forward. Can they get Duster? They can't. Jakira, one of the highest HP intelligence heroes in the game.
Yeah, he landed the Nyx stun and set up the arrow, but it wasn't quite enough damage to bring
Level
down.
1 of each skill.
Yeah.
The thing about that, I'm actually starting to feel pain in this game. I'm just looking at how fights are going to play out after like 20 minutes or so.
It's too late. You can't change.
And I stand by what I said, but it's a scary game for Storm, and I think Pain has a strat advantage. Can they close it out, though? That's the question.
That is the question. You gotta, because Terrorblade beat Spectre in the Omega late game, right?
We saw a Terrorblade lose to a Spectre the other day, like 70 minutes plus, but that was because that was HFN on the Terrorblade, and he was the only farm team hero on his team. And so the important thing about a hero like Terrorblade, he really isn't that great in this kind of game to solo carry the game. He can be the most powerful hero in the game, but if you don't have any net worth on your other heroes, you will not be able to solo carry. So we got to just pay attention to the Mirana and Nature's Prophet having good games.
Yeah, like we did see Snake King late game top lane. They're going for the first blood here on Duster. Will they get it? He does have his stick, and it will be good enough. Now it could be a turnaround. HFN needs 2 more attacks. There's 1. There's 2. It will be, and that's a pretty good person to get first blood on if you're paying. Probably the best.
Spectre builds coming out. They just never go any point in Desolate. They just go for the sustain heavy trade CSing dagger.
A lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, and that just changed from like a couple weeks ago, right? Like everyone was going Desolate. Now all of a sudden, you see 1 or 2 people doing, and you're like, that's pretty good.
I will say, I think that if people had the idea that I had, which was that BKB prevented dispersion damage, then realized it was just returned as the same as it was received, and it also like that's game changing.
Yeah.
And when you combine that with the talent and blade mail, like you just make yourself a target, and they can't touch you.
I think the most significant part of that change, the way dispersion works nowadays, is it used to be that it would just return however much damage you took, rather than how much based on how much they did to you before reductions. So when you had a stout shield and you were tanking jungle creeps, the creeps would take no damage because you weren't taking damage either.
Jeez.
But now the creeps take like 30 damage a hit, which
Damage
helps her
double
farm a lot. So it's not. Used to be that Desolate was purely her farming skill, but you can jungle or tank creep waves and farm pretty decently with max dispersion.
Well, Weehaw goes down middle. Resolution might die to this tower. No, he will salve.
The Fairy Fire.
And Fairy Fire as well. Look at he's staying. He's like, nah, I'm getting some denies too.
Yeah, when the
Or
Willow's,
not.
all of her abilities are on cooldown, so.
She doesn't do anything. Yep. Does miss these last hits. Needs to be careful for these side blades and will back out. If you look at the CS bottom though, 13-3 versus 20 and 18 of Snake King right now with that Nature's Prophet.
Snake King's Prophet is very good, and as expected, he does dumpster a Pangolier in lane on Prophet.
Yep. Top lane, there's a lot of damage being done. Doesn't look like any sort of kill, but everyone's just getting low. That's when you got to be careful, especially if you're a level 1 Leap Mirana.
Well,
they do not regen quick.
The thing is, the Mirana Nyx have damage issues, but this Prophet's going to have level 6.
Yep.
And that's a huge damage boost to any kill threat lane. So I feel like this bottom lane is going to bleed into at least top lane. I don't think as much in the mid lane, but it will have a major impact on the top lane.
I love this decision. Yep, TP back,
With
grab an
level
item,
6.
be ready to cast ulti.
Dude, he is very farm right
kill
now.
threat top. They're probably going to go for something.
That's-
Snaking is definitely communicating. If you guys see something, I have ult.
And I think they see something right now. They do ping out. MSS is over there, but he will come over. It doesn't look like a TP. He actually just goes back bottom. So won't be any gank by Snake King, except with his ult.
There to be a gank.
Yeah.
Dude, letting him go.
Yeah, what do you do? He has the treads. Now, if you're Tavo, I mean, how do you just continue to try to get bottom rune? Or what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, you
He has
just soak
bottle.
levels until you get 6. That's all you can do.
And then what do you just move around the map, go gank?
I think your job is to defend this lane against the Prophet.
Oh, nice counter ward there by the Dire. King RD will get it.
They're taking a lot of damage down bottom, though.
Yeah.
Getting vision with the trees.
Oh, so
Bottle
close.
up.
Oh, top lane, though,
Get
because of
it.
that ulti. As
Yeah,
we saw,
Duster
we
taking a
mentioned.
ton of damage. One more attack. It will be there. Will be a kill.
Wastes the salve as well.
Yeah, I thought I heard that.
It's like his third salve use.
But here's one of the biggest things. We do see the stack actually misses on the Ancient because one of the little dragons did not want to go.
I hate that.
Yeah, same. Those little dragons are always a problem.
It's also the yellow Thunderhide guy.
Yeah.
He just like stomps or whatever and then just doesn't move.
Well, maybe, you know, shouldn't bully his family.
Sorry.
Sorry. Middle, look at this. Snake King's going to TP, and does he have dust? Does anyone have dust? Doesn't look like he does have a point meld, so let's see what happens here. Yeah, he'll just meld. What about you, Resolution? You do not either. But he's just sitting here now in Viz on a bunch of heroes. He's actually going to try to run away. Was that the right move? Sure, because meld's a 6-second cooldown. So now he can get away a lot easier.
Dust has been on the way for 5
Oh, no,
seconds
it's a
or so.
sentry coming out.
Yeah.
Let's watch it. We're just going to stick. I don't care if anything has top or bottom. Look, I can, yeah, he knows.
Oh, he almost
Sidebladed the
killed him.
courier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, and well, that's going to be not an easy kill. I definitely don't want to say an easy kill because it took him some time, but now you're going to lose your tier 1 middle pretty damn quickly.
Yep.
It was costing them time, but it was also costing the TA
This,
time.
this is the strength of Fury and Terrorblade. Like, we saw Liquid play these two heroes in combination a lot. Look at this, they're going to catch the TP.
They find Pango. He tries to jump away with the shield crash, but he can't quite get it. Now he won't die. Now
Here's the
Snake
move.
King is just going to die. It looks like he's going to cast his ulti bottom, so it will come middle. Ton of damage. Won't kill anyone quite yet. Can Weehaw get this kill? The Sideblade's not enough because strength tread swap. That was a very nice tread swap, and I thought that was going to be a terrible fight for VGJ.Storm, but they somehow make it out.
Dude, what's crazy, Spectre with the top CS in the game, though, that is what you'd like to see if you're paying gaming.
Well, top creep kills, not CS. That would technically be Snake King because you add them together.
True.
Sorry, it's just math. You know I love it.
Simple math, Kyle.
It's a little more difficult than simple. At top, there's 3 heroes.
2 steps to that one.
I thought they were just going to run in, but not quite yet. He has
Fine
level
with that
2
movement
stun.
speed bonus.
I don't think Duster will, though. But I don't think Duster minds sacrificing his life for HFN here. And it will just be 2 supports. Are they going to give it to Yawar? They sure will. Let him have some gold. But now middle lane, Weehaw is pressuring it. Doesn't have the Blightstone, though. I like casual Blightstone so much on that hero.
I think it's more important than Treads, but he feels a little behind, and that HP was effective earlier.
It was. So Resolution, he was kind of the talk of the town early. Terrorblade middle versus this TA. He did get a lot of help, but he is the Aquila, but a little under farm.
He's
Not
going for
much.
the maximum efficiency farming build too with the max illusions.
Do you like that?
And he has the Glove of Haste and a Band of Elven Skin
When you're
before the
mid
boots.
TB, I think it's fine because you have level advantage.
Uh-oh, here we go. The rolling's going to happen. Can he avoid it? No, he just tries to run straight back. King RD's going to come over. Stun will definitely fly out. There goes the root. Will hit. That is 3 hits. Make it. Nope, only 3, but they will get the swashbuckle. Will get the kill. Tavo running on the left. And nothing happens. Yeah, Tavo. Not even the 316 gold. It's more that experience shared with King RD.
Still 700 net worth behind the Prophet, Pangolier, but that's the important aspect of Pangolier against the Prophet is at least you have kill threat on him at all stages. Once you get level 6, that is.
That's so smart. Nice use of the... That was actually weird. TA should have turned off the Aquila because it's a guaranteed last hit for the TB. Sorry, little thing.
Hey man, you gotta these little things.
They do.
Make a big deal.
Uh-oh, middle lane. Here we go. He has dust this time. You know you have a global teleportation. Trap will get popped uphill. Won't be a miss, but...
I think the old hit refraction.
Yeah. Must have. Oh, he's going to go for the tower tonight. Doesn't get it. Rezo actually gets it. That would have been big. You commit a gank, don't get it, and he denies, but they'll get some gold.
How often do you see Spectre's #1 net worth at this point in the game? I don't think that's necessarily a good thing, though.
Why?
Like, Spectre's is not the one that's going to enable her other cores.
Yeah.
But you still want her to be farmed.
It's a good point, though.
You'd rather have it on the TA Pangolier because if those heroes have farm, they're going to run around the map being active, and the Spectre will have room to farm. Spectre's not going to make it so TA and Pangolier can farm.
Yeah, exactly. They're the mid-game heroes. You want them to be ahead, unkillable, able to take map control, while Spectre just kind of slides into a side lane.
And as long as she has 6, right, and gets involved with a kill.
Oh, roll it up.
Bottom, looks like they're going to go. It's just an Ogre. We're going to have another TB coming. Will SVG go down? He gets rooted. He's going to get rolled on again. Rooted in the back is Nyx's Assassin. And now Tavo, though. Oh, what a dodge. And he gets over with the swashbuckle. Tavo. Now you see why this hero gets banned versus him. Jukes and jives on MSS.
Spectre is going for a Vanguard against the Prophet, Terrorblade, Marana cores. I like the itemization. And because of all this shenanigans happening in the bottom lane, TA is able to take the tier 1 tower mid after a rough start.
Nice and easy.
Has the casual Blightstone, as you mentioned.
I like this. I don't know. I think more Jakiro should get higher levels in Liquid Fire. You see more dual breath because it is better team fight. Maybe, I don't know, right? The whole point of Jakiro is that he can push by himself, but now I don't think he wants to be by himself because SVG's going to stun. It's a multicast. Snaking probably didn't see that coming. And there you go. He gets the right click, but SVG gets the kill.
What's SVG's skill build, by the way? Is he going that max stun build too? Interesting.
3-2, 0-1.
Maybe they changed multicast too recently, didn't they? That's probably something to do with it.
It's much higher chance at level 1.
Yeah,
it's higher at other levels too, but 60%.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a lot.
The double stun at level 6 is actually just crazy amounts of damage output.
You know, let's do the math. 240 times 2, that's 480 minus hero reduction. We're looking at something like 435.5.
0.54, I think.
Yeah, reported. Nah.
I'm like, I can't handle it.
BSJ, the math is needed, but look at this. He was trying to do some stacks. I don't know if you're getting this kill, though. Well, you might on SVG if you're on the other side of things. And there's Tavo. Is Tavo just going to die? He's going to die. Oh, my God. He got slapped.
Let me tell you, the first time I ever played against those Ancients, I was a PA, and I blinked on them and died instantly.
Wow.
I was like, damn, those things do a lot of damage.
Yep.
They not only stomp you for physical damage, but they reduce your armor in half.
And
so all the other creeps shred you.
Yep.
That was fun. This is the thing, though, about Furion versus TA is that you can defend these Ancients very effectively because you're just there, and they have a ward on this. So I think you come back if you can, if you're Storm.
They're taking it pretty quickly, though.
Running there. He has Vendetta.
So what do, though? You can't kill a TA by yourself.
He's not taking any damage because of the traps he's utilizing.
And Nature's Prophet is going to respawn just now. Oh, he should at least steal the experience. He doesn't want to get sentry, though, it looks like. But he will steal some experience. No refraction, pardon me, up yet. Top lane, they're going to go for HFN. This would be a nice kill, but Duster is there to save his teammate now. There's going to be an ulti pop. Is he just using it? He's going bottom lane. Will they find?
Or?
Nah, he's just getting the hell out of dodge.
To farm. He just wants to farm.
There's nowhere to be top anymore.
Yeah. He had no TP, I guess that makes sense. I didn't realize he had no TP.
So that's a global free TP. It's a long cooldown, but right, he's going to farm, maybe even push and take bottom.
Definitely not free, because that's very costly.
Well, gold-wise, it is free.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. You're never going to be using your ult to like find fights with the roster you've got. It's really just Willow and Pango finding a kill, and they don't need your help. He's also building a Vanguard, so certainly playing for later stages. But this is the downside to your point. Now they can just push top, and they know there's no haunt.
That's what I was thinking. Is like you're not going to take your haunt for kills, but it would participate in fights. You're the most farmed hero on your team.
Tavo is going to go in. Carapace obviously does not work on Pango when he's ulted. There will be a root up on the backside, though. They're trying to turn it around. Oh, no, and Tavo gets sundered on. He's still alive, though, barely, and Snake King getting chased down by Weehaw. This would be a big kill. King RD gets MSS on the backside, and Weehaw has another trap.
Spectre is farming bottom, meanwhile.
Yep.
That's a huge deal that they have no haunt, and he's able to, they're able to win the fight while he's just farming.
Well, interesting, he goes the max side blades, even though he's rushing the blink. Traditionally, you see only 2 max 3 points that you get those extra points in meld.
Radiant's bottom tower.
So this, you guys are liking the play from Pain right now. They're buying space now, but do you like the Vanguard, I guess? Or,
yes, I do.
Okay, why is that?
I think you always go like one mid-game item. I don't think Blade Mail stands out to me as amazing this game.
And to your point, because of the way dispersion damage is calculated, anything that reduces damage intake is crazy good because you're going to return the damage dealt by the Terror Blade, but you're obviously going to block 50 of it per hit.
Yeah, there you go.
Is it 50 block?
It's 70 block on a 50% chance.
That's facts.
So 35. For some reason, 30-something was in my head as like the average. And the number 50. So,
yeah.
Bang.
I always try to test myself to make sure I was right, but...
Oh, bottom. King RD. He Shadow Realms immediately after getting hit. Arrow's going to whiff, but he will get stunned up. Now it's going to be all about this rune, though. MSS standing right on top of it. It looks like Tavo's going to roll back. Can he pick it up while he goes? No, HFN says, I love gold. He gets it. MSS will get destroyed by Weehaw. Yawar goes down, and SVG gets right-clicked, and welcome to Pain Gaming.
Yeah.
I would love to see Spectre go Manta Diffusal, but he looks like he's queuing up the Radiance.
I feel like that's the wrong choice against the Terror Blade.
I feel like it's the wrong choice against the Nyx, yeah. The Terror Blade matters for sure, but like the Nyx comes to my mind where they have a really hard time killing you, to be honest. If you go Manta, how do they kill you?
Exactly. I 100% agree.
Genuinely don't know how they kill you.
I still feel like they're in a dominating position in this game just because, once again, this Pangolier, like, I don't actually think you could beat it in fights. And then there's a Jakiro Willow to like follow up on the crazy amount of stuns the roll it up is going to give you. And Spectre just hunts Prophet and Mirana the entire game. So I don't know, that's not even counting TA. It just secures Roche towers and will probably hit #1 net worth pretty soon.
And it feels like what really is working out for Pain is their defense of Wind Nature's probably TP'd in, right? Because he's only level 11. He doesn't even have an Orc, and he was owning, right?
Yeah.
He was straight owning.
I don't feel like he played this game ideally.
As well as he should have.
I think he wants more build-up and to sit bottom a little longer, because the moment you force moves that don't work, you're fodder for the enemy lineup this game. Yeah. And instead of building like more of the support style tanky items, he's going like carry Prophet, but you have a Terror Blade. You know,
and you're against Spectre as well, which is one of those.
What an arrow. This would be a nice kill. He has Vanguard, but the 2 times one against, and guess who's bottom? It's Snake King. He's going to try to get away. I'm not sure where he went. He went back bottom, I think. I'm not sure. I should see him. There he is. He's running away.
Sorry,
is he going to survive?
It actually didn't matter, but it looks like it didn't matter. He's fine.
Oh my goodness.
Was that a Terror Blade attack from top?
I think it wouldn't have killed him either
away
way.
Briefly?
Yeah.
I think it doesn't disjoint to haunt, so.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it would have killed him either way, but it would have been real close.
Yeah. I didn't think they could possibly kill him, but
that was a good play by HFN. He just creates chaos, right? You just I'm left, I'm right, no, I'm right, left, left.
Yeah, you just spam that D button.
Yep.
Or whatever your hotkey is.
Are you guys normal hotkey users?
I'm a QWER, and
all right.
You know, it's kind of like I think it's a lot by chance. If you started playing Legacy was the main way, or
no. I hate Legacy, and I played since 2003.
Well, Grand, you're a flower.
Oh, thank Kyle. What about you? Is it certain heroes or are you QWER?
There's no reason not to QWER. It's more efficient.
I agree. Unless Invoker, I could see that, but I don't play him, so I don't care.
The only argument I can make is players like Arteezy have said the most important thing is comfort zone. So if you've been playing with Legacy for 15 years or something, at that point it might not be the best thing.
But then what if new heroes come out that you want to play? You don't have comfort with that.
Oh, that's true. At that point, you never know. I still agree. QWER on paper is the best.
Yep.
But they're Mirana ultied up. They're going to find the Spectre. Stun into stun into stun.
No ult this time, but look at this double TP. Will it be in time? It doesn't look like it will. Reflection to a ton after. Look at this. King RD could be in a little trouble. That's an Orc, and that's going to be another kill and a tier 1 tower. That is what VGJ.Storm need to do.
That was so good from MSS. The stun time perfectly to land as the teleport came in. No chance to survive. And thanks to the Orchid pickup, that makes 1 tower 2.
Really wish you would have done that. But I'm not going to worry about that item choice. He has chosen to commit for the Radiance. He has plot.
It's just tough. They were so strong. They're so ahead, and it just feels like item choices put him in a position where his team's now not going to be confident to take fights.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty much the most net worth on your team, and you go for these greedy items, you're effectively,
I don't want
to say neutering, but you're making it so all the net worth on your team is unaffected.
Pain just gave up top tower. They just gave it away. They thought they were all going to get ganked. They backed up, and they just let he like double leaped to get the deny because no one else was there. That's a lot of team gold.
Wait, 2 leaps?
Yeah, he used 2 leaps to, I believe, to get the deny on the tower. Because, well, he's level 4, so it's very quick.
They're smoked up on Pain. They have Haunt in 20 seconds.
What?
I was just going to ask BSJ, do you think if he goes Vanguard, is it still right to go Manta?
Yes.
Because there's no damage whatsoever.
The Manta does a lot of damage on Spectre. Specifically Spectre.
A lot or a decent amount?
A lot.
Okay.
It's the Desolate pure damage.
Ooh, Resolution. This would be a nice find. This would be a very good find. He needs to get the Sunder off on somebody, but there's a lot of heroes you can't. It would be HFN if anyone. He does get it off, actually, but it's not HFN. It's on the Willow somehow. They're trying to roll around. They're going to terrorize a bunch of people. This should be the kill on Resolution. Good body blocks there. And King RD gets it. SVG stuns Weehaw. They do have a trap. Slow him down. Let's do it. One more hit will be enough.
Okay, now that they got that opening for the Spectre Radiance, I think that's a huge deal because Metamorphosis, I guess it wasn't used, but I don't know what VGJ can accomplish.
Should be okay.
Doesn't have it yet.
Very close.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So, I mean, this is a very close game right now. You have a Spectre, you have a Terrorblade. It's a less than 1,000 gold lead for Pain. You see the map control looks a little in favor of Dire, but who do you think's in the lead right now?
I feel like it's Pain, but it's one of those complicated games where like one mistake could put either team in a decisive advantage, or you could just have a well-played game that goes for another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's really tough to say.
Dude, almost a BKB on TA.
Yeah.
But Spectre is looking like a lot of trouble.
That's the problem I have with the Spectre this game is if he doesn't build to live, he can absolutely just die. And that's why I don't, when we talk about these, like earlier with Pycat, we saw, he went Radiance on Bloodseeker, but it was third item.
After Yules,
BKB,
then Radiance.
And I feel like in this game, the reason why I was advocating Manta is you have to assume the Prophet's going to build an Orchid. And then they have a bunch of single target, like especially Arrow is even easy to dodge with Manta. How else do you die? How do you die if you have that type of item? And it's not that you're saying I won't die because when I have a Manta, I don't die. But if you don't have a Manta, you do die. Like that's the big difference. You're dying twice already on the most farmed hero. He's obviously not the most farmed hero anymore because he's died twice.
Well, I talked about Pain having good map advantage, but now we see Duster first off going to die. But look at these deep wards MSS placed. One on the Shrine Hill and one in the base.
No leap, so he has it now.
But he doesn't want to use it. Probably knew he was going to die anyways. Here comes the roll. They have a trap there as well. It only hits one, but they will get SVG. MSS going to try to run away. See you later, Ogre. They're going to roll through. MSS will get hit. Trap will get popped. Resolution could come in and maybe do something crazy. Terrorize will hit on two. He tries the Manta dodge. It doesn't quite get it. But Pangolier will die.
The Manta Illusions dodged it, though. So that actually...
Yep, that's a good play from Rezo.
Can you dodge it with your main hero?
Yeah, you can. I think so.
But it's just a weird timing.
Yeah,
he was
that is
terrorized
very
with
odd
the
that his
rest of them.
illusions dodged it and he didn't.
It's just really close timing because your hero comes out of the Manta split first.
Is this?
Yeah.
Is this Roche? Sorry.
No, it's all good. He
No,
gets
they
the
can't
DD,
take
so
Roche.
yes, it is Roche.
Without DD? I mean, with DD?
With a DD. I didn't see the DD.
There's no haunt, right?
There is. He just got it back up.
Then I don't. It's risky.
You don't know if
he
he has
stopped to buy his
Exactly.
BKB. He stopped to use the shop. He stopped moving and it allowed Nyx to stun him.
And this could be the kill because of that. Wow. BSJ, thank you for seeing that. And that's actually nuts. Weehaw goes down. This could definitely be Roche. And they could also get King RD right now. MSS. He's like, let me at him. One more, that'll be enough. Oh my goodness. The double damage is too much. And look at that. He carapisses it in the macro pyre. MSS. Right there. They're going to go in. And
Dude, this is all
it's
MSS. All MSS. Just setting up kill after kill after kill. The Snaking Orchid also proving me wrong because he has put that to great effect. Like,
he just got a little late, but yeah.
That TA traps, not dealing a full creep wave worth of damage anymore is going to be a huge factor this game.
You can't really, you don't meta anymore, right? Whoa, 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 Tavo, you need to be real careful. Goes for the Hail Mary arrow, won't hit.
Where's the Orchid? I heard an Orchid.
this is the thing. Like, they had Haunt that whole time, right? But they're not comfortable turning a fight around because there's no Radiance. And it just feels so bad when you're ahead in the game, you're winning the mid game, but then because of this decision to go Radiance and a couple of untimely deaths, the 15 to 25 minute Marks in this game have just been pain on the back foot at all times. They do not want to fight when they could be just pressuring aggressively, playing off this blink
I straight
dagger.
up don't mind him getting Radiance after Manta, but I think him going, like, the fact that he went
MSS.
Radiance first has really cost them the
player.
moment.
MSS again. Yeah, he breaks the smoke and wastes the dust on Dire side.
He has the Radiance now. They're looking, but yeah, like you said, they broke the smoke.
MSS, and look at that. He still has that ward up there. He already placed it, but now he's going to get spotted.
He has Carapace for the Radiance, as we already mentioned. And they're starting Roche themselves, so rather than trying to look for a gank, they're just trying to force a fight.
And I mean,
by
I don't
forcing
think
an objective.
Radiant, I mean, if they come quick enough, they could defend, but I don't think they want to, or they don't know what's going on.
Bottom. They know he's here. Shadowblade on Prophet, so he's even more hunting.
But the dagger. You're not finding him now.
And they're going to get Roche.
Well, Resolution sending in illusions right now. There could very well be a fight. Nature's probably can TP in if he wants. There is Haunt. This is going to be a giant fight. They're going to roll it up. Tabo's not going to find anyone. He's actually stuck up on the hill. Whoa, jumps on back down. And, well, Roche isn't taken.
That's on cooldown. They have Nyx. Vendetta in, but they have a Sentry.
Big. Oh, and he gets bashed. TA is in a lot of trouble. He can't kill this that quickly. Here comes the Haunt. They're going to try to get him. SVG on the back line. He won't be able to get anyone else. They are going to terrorize. Terrorblade running right into the rest of the team, but it's his team, and it's going to be a buyback. And yeah, Providal does insane amounts of damage. King RD will go down. Dagger's going to fly. They have the Radiance now. Carapace won't matter. He dies.
Yes,
Resolution wants to sunder a missed Ice Path, but it might not matter, or will it? They're doing so much damage to him. He's going to use it on SVG. SVG didn't even know what was happening. He just ran back in after buying back, and now if HFN dies here, this could be a real big problem, and it looks like he will. No uphill misses right there, or Radiance. Pangolier gets right-click down. That is a dieback by SVG, but MSS with the clutch stun, and it is going to be a buyback, but no HFN. And Duster, he's running. They're both running. Tavo and Duster could very well die. Oh, no. He's good. But they can't. They're scared to do Roche as well. Maybe they're not. They get the 25 trap kill. So much gold. And look at this. He's bloodlusted for one more second. Now it's off. Wait, yeah, easy Rezo.
Clap.
But it looks, look at on the backside. Snaking is just pressuring all of them. He as well get the Orchid. Yep, he dies. Orchid won't be enough to kill. He is Shadow Realmed right now. Now they're looking for Tavo. But Terrorblade will lose his Aegis, but Tavo should be okay.
He has no TP on Tavo, so he's on a mission.
Yep, it looks like.
The map here.
But dude, TA just diebacked. Like, they got Aegis Gold and XP solo on Rezo.
Look at the net worths. Like,
I would love
Terrorblade suddenly 3K ahead.
Dude, Spectre was top net worth. All of a sudden, he's in 4th place, and he's 5K behind.
And up for live Scotty, like you guys are talking about on the Terrorblade. So, I mean, the biggest thing, right, Pango probably can't just use his ult like that, right? Because it ruins their Roche fight, right?
Yeah, you have to be able to finish the Roche while you're doing that. Otherwise, it's too preemptive. It's too, like, it's just too, you just jump the gun.
Yeah, because you look at their abilities, right? You got Ice Path. Sorry, I missed that. You have the Dark Willow, right? Bramble, Terrorize. You have Ice Path as well as Pango ult, and you still can't secure Roche because you do it so early.
Man, MSS is my MVP of this match, 100% so far. He's
owned.
Just everywhere.
And his warding, too.
Yeah.
And look at this bloodlust, the bloodlusted Terrorblade. You don't even need that on the backside. They're going to find one. It's going to be a multicast. Tavo goes down. See you later, Jakira. You're dead as well. And this is looking real rough for Pain right now. Tavo's going to be rolling on through. SVG, he's just in here by himself, snaking, and now they're all back, though. Baron Viz, Carapace will stun 2 of them. They find the Spectre. Was that a Silver Edge? It was. They're doing so much damage with that Silver Edge. They get the kill. It is a buyback finally. Ulti and Snaking will die, it looks like, and now MSS does stun him up a little bit. Sunder will save him. SVG running. He's dead. See you later, MSS. Can Resolution somehow turn this around? He has his ulti. They are going to terrorize him. I think that missed, actually. He threw it over his head, and now Weehaw isn't dead yet, but he's going to get massacred. Down goes Yawar, and now it's just Resolution worth the world. And he'll go down, and HFN might have just made a lot of money.
That pull Yash off that buyback.
That is the Spectre factor, where he dies once and then the buyback haunts. Yeah. And it is very difficult to escape being team wiped because you run away for 7 seconds and he knows where every single one of you is. And really well played by Pain, but the gold disparity hasn't really changed that much. It just wins them some map control, and the cores get a lot of gold. But
yeah, Spectre working on the Manta now. I don't know. It's the right item. The most important thing about it is that it dispels the Terrorblade reflection.
I saw that.
That's a very, very important point that I don't think a lot of people understand that reaction.
Because it looks so weird.
Interaction.
Yeah, it looks so weird, but That's how it works.
It's a debuff placed on you in the form of a ghost.
It's similar to
self.
silences and stuff. You can purge it the same way. And the way I'm looking at this game now is, first and foremost, Spectre took the dagger cooldown. That was something I wanted to point out.
Okay, why do you want to point it out? Is that a big deal?
Just because I think that's very abnormal. I think
Really, I've seen that a lot more. I think that's the build most of the time, just because it increases your farming speed.
I see Arteezy takes stats.
I've seen stats every other Spectre I've watched, but that threw me off. But I think the major thing is if this Spectre can get a Manta before the next fight, then when you have a Spectre with a Manta, that guarantees at least one hero is going to die in any stun. Like any Ice Path, that hero is going to die. Because those Desolate procs, I'm surprised he took the health regen also when he has a Vanguard. Very interesting to me.
I feel like he has to find the profit now.
Yeah.
Because the Silver Edge will just end his issue.
No one else on his team
There's
around.
smoke towards it, though. Here they come.
Here they come. Oh, they actually have a sentry, and he's like, whoa, I'm out of here. Quelling Blade chilling in the road.
Counter smoke.
Spectre haunting 20. They need to be a little patient with these smokes.
It lasts longer than 20, though.
Yeah, they just. I'm saying they have to make sure they get to the place they want to fight at, which is bottom tower, when this haunt comes off cooldown.
Can you check buyback statuses real quick?
I would love to.
Yeah, that's
There's a lot of no's.
So 5 minutes, 30 seconds, you need to fear the Silver Edge of your Spectre, because if you take that hit
You just
and you die, it is game over.
Yeah. And he will have the Manta for next fight, like you said.
Because you're playing against a Terrorblade. They can just go throne with no Spectre.
They don't even,
Yeah, that Silver Edge effectively reduces your health by about 30%. It's pretty nuts.
That's a big percent.
Not just that, but all of a sudden you don't take any damage as you kill Spectre as a team.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick's finding Jakiro in the mid lane.
He needs +1. SVG's here. They get the stun. Not having Ice Path or Macro Pyre is big. He already used buyback. That's just a straight 4 against 5 now. Terrorized, faked out.
That's a DDTA. Haunt is active as well.
No TP.
I want to see Spectre pick up a Dust. Very important. We saw that in the previous game we saw Spectre. That way he's able to just hunt and kill the Furion all by himself.
Whenever he wants.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have it bought for him when he has the Manta. He needs to spend all of his money on his own.
Oh, here we go. I think they want Snaking here. The roll, it's coming in, but Snaking's already running back. Non-time, he does go invis.
He doesn't have any dust on Tavo. What's the plan?
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not part of their team. Well, Radiant will lose their tier 2 tower bottom, and it's an AK lead.
So this is so scary because at any point, if Spectre's farming alone and gets just caught by a Carapace because of his Radiance, all of a sudden there's a Prophet there with an Orchid and a Silver Edge.
I love that Mirana's playing in the vicinity of Nyx.
Yep. I like that
she's the +1. Because if you have Mirana near Nyx close enough to Arrow, then you have 3 heroes on top. The Nyx is effectively 3 heroes.
Yeah, and Nyx is effectively 5 seconds of stun, thanks to the 2 stuns in your kit. Then
Plus
the Mirana arrow is 5. Exactly. I love that Mirana went VGJ.
Nyx will pop Carapace.
He's so fast.
Oh, that Ice Path connected maybe, but it doesn't.
He is 517 move speed without Tranquils active.
Yeah. Another thing to note is that when that Heart Piercer of Pangolier procs, it removes all armor. And the physical damage output of a TA and a Spectre on targets with nothing, significant.
Looks like VGJ, excuse me, is looking to make a fight happen still, but no, they already dewarded. Can they catch Tavo?
Well,
no, Nyx is there. So question, if you have 10 armor and TA reduces you by 20 armor, and Pangolier procs,
you go to 0, then -20.
No, you actually stay at 0. What? Yeah. It overrides every minus armor in the game.
And just brings it to 0?
Puts you at 0.
I feel really dumb. I didn't know that mechanic.
I didn't know it for the longest time, and I was adamant about believing the same thing, and somebody made me look stupid on stream. So.
This could very well be a kill on Snaking. Oh, BKB will get popped. He's going to TP out. That's a smart play. Dire Courier dies to MSS in the back, killing their smoke. He's probably going to die for this, but I'm sure he is completely okay. Arrow won't hit anyone. He's missing, actually.
Prophet can come back.
Oh, no, and here comes Yawar. He is BKB up. He actually does a lot of damage. Terrorize in the back does hit Resolution. That's a huge play. And look at that. The Desolate damage on Snaking burns him up. And now Yawar, he's going to die as well. And here you see the Spectre damage. And Resolution. Is there a chance he gets run down? Doesn't look like it.
That was a very ambitious response. I think once MSS is caught in that position, you got to chicken.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
He did his job. Let him go.
Everything that's gone in their favor has started with them just bursting somebody in 5 stuns.
Yep.
On Pain. Yeah, like VGJ changed somebody of Pain Gaming, and that was not what happened. Nyx getting meld striked. He does reflect it, but TA doesn't even take any damage because she had refraction on.
What's our level check? Because these level 25 talents on Terrorblade, TA, and Spectre are huge.
22s across the board, except for old TB here.
Yeah, and we all know what that does.
just in
Oh,
case you were
Tabo?
wondering. Oh, mid lane.
Tabo, you're taking a lot of damage right here. You are going to yield yourself into the air. We're to see Spectre's coming in right now. I don't know if that's the smartest idea for HFN, but he will just back out. They need to be careful.
He already manted, so
be
he
careful.
can't remove this illusion.
Oh my goodness, he's just getting run down. And look at this, Nature's Prophet is back in 10 seconds. Will it be in time? Doesn't look like it. Nice save by Dust Dog. And there we go.
Beautiful.
Nyx Assassin, Carapace is in. King RD will be perma-stunned, like you said. And, well, that's a very strange 2 deaths.
Yeah.
Gem.
That's odd.
And that's MSS understanding the hero, like I mentioned in the draft. He knows Willow so well. Not only does he know how to play it, but against it. And he carapaces by walking into the root.
Yep.
So do you push base now, force buybacks? You don't know.
Well, Haunt on cooldown, right?
Yeah.
For at least a little bit?
So you
Yeah,
just take at
18
least
seconds.
1 Rax, right? And Resolution's going to try. King RD buys back. HFN is going to clean up everything. Now they're just going to back out. Looks like Roche won't be up. It will respawn 120, though.
This is this is Cheese Roche. Yeah, we've only had the one. So
Yeah.
I think this is the right decision from VGJ. You took the tier 3. You have the shrines down. So you have map control. You play some wards. You took the gem. Force the buyback. Relax. You need, I think, BKB on Terrorblade. He's finished that, right? And
Yeah.
Fresh 10 seconds.
Yeah. You get the butterfly, you get his Aegis, then it's go time. Although he is traditionally a pretty poor Aegis carrier.
Because you don't get the Metamorphosis back.
Exactly.
Abyssal. He's a pretty good Aegis carrier after the 3rd Roche.
Yeah. The key, the Abyssal on Spectre, when that comes out, he's going to get the Basher first. He just kills Fury and Amaran at the start of every fight, like by himself.
He can kill whoever he wants that isn't terrible.
It's all about MSS, really, because he stops the Willow and the Spectre. Like, single-handedly, he could change the outcome of a team fight.
No, he's going A on disc on Nyx. Why don't we see blinks anymore on Nyx? Would that not be good here?
I think you're going to get haunted on, so I'd rather have the Aeon Disc.
Okay.
You don't want to die to the BKB TA, because he's hunting you, and you're hunting Spectre.
Okay, makes sense.
You want to be able to scout without just instantly dying.
And here yes.
The thing I was going to mention is Butterfly is not all that effective against Spectre just because Desolate can't miss, but it's like one of those things where it's just such a good item for Terrorblade.
He's going to have to pop his ulti right now. He's going to go to Snaking. Snaking knows what he's doing. That means he can't go anywhere else. No, he can because he mantas it up. He'll be back. We're going to see Dagger thrown. It will be a Yules into the air by himself. MSS doesn't have Carapace up, though. He is going to lose that gem. Terrorize is going to miss, actually, everyone. Now Resolution going to right-click a lot. HFN is just going to get destroyed. No buyback, no ulti. Weehaw does get a nice kill on Snaking. Duster going to try to slow him down. Ooh, BKB just ended, but uh-oh. He's going to try to kill SVG here. King RD, nicely done. You got to slow him down. You have no Spectre, and you know that. Tavo.
Prophet has buyback.
No ulti, and look at that. It's a double buyback. They think they might just be able to end the game here.
Spectre, is his buyback up? It should be, right?
It is correct. It is up, but he's not up gold.
Wow. That's a hell of a call, man. I am loving VGJ.Storm. They're just playing around the idea that he doesn't have buyback because he bought the Basher. If they saw that, they may think that it's possible for them to just go high ground. Roche is spawned, though.
I think you just take Roche.
With double damage.
If you see the DD, maybe that changes your mind, but you can probably do both. Actually, Metamorphosis is off cooldown, or on cooldown. There's no way they go high ground. They're just going to take it.
That's true. Just curious that they bought back just for the Roche.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe get a Rax, maybe, but Roche is still good.
And also, HFN only died in that fight because as he poured it in, he actually caught the Nyx stun and then got arrowed for a full 5 seconds.
And then Terrorblade.
And that's a good play, right? Snaking knew he went up to him, so he orchid, so he makes him Manta outside of the fight.
Yep. So there's no buyback now on your Nyx, your Ogre, and your Fury, and they all bought back in that engagement. And now you have Aegis, 30 seconds on Spectre, still have the DD, just go for it. This is 1 Rax for sure.
Because even if he has buyback,
Glyph
there's
is
no
up,
way he
though.
wants to use it.
Well, here we go. I like this Duster plus Terrorize plus Tavo. He's going to perma-stun him here. That will be at least the Age. Oh, almost wasn't. But Snaking just backdooring bottom tower right now. Tavo jumps back uphill. Ice Path will secure the Terrorblade just sitting there. Stun as well. He just perma-stunned in the macro. He's taking a lot of damage here.
Backdoor's up now. That's important. Okay, it's back off, but the Prophet split push threat bottom, as you mentioned, is really crucial for Pain to keep in the back of their minds, making sure they don't get too focused on chasing or prolonged fights. Because you don't want to lose Rax to this Prophet not even participating.
It feels like, it was a good play from Pain to burn the Aegis, but it's not a huge loss for VGJ.Storm because, as we explained, like, you don't really use Aegis that well on Terrorblade because if you pop meta and respawn, you're still not really a hero.
The Aegis does for them what he did.
Yeah.
It gets
which
them
is
a
let
bottom
you hit
Rax.
buildings and forces them to hit you.
Yep.
burst you down. So
tier 3.
that's what they're going to use it for anyway. It's obviously ideal if they could have held on to it a bit longer, but that was the purpose of the Aegis in the first place. They do have Abyssal Blade and 100 gold on Spectre. Curious to see if he buys out because of the power of Spectre buyback.
You know Furion is no buyback. I mean, you just...
If you kill Furion, it's huge, yeah. That's a good point.
Top. TH continues to farm.
Man, this Hurricane Pike...
Not a fan.
It feels like dead network.
It's good against the Sprout, I'll be honest.
It's true. I'll accept it for that reason.
That's the only reason I'm down for this game, is because the Sprout is so obnoxious to deal with on these type of heroes, and it's effectively a 5-second stun.
You also do have the damage of Spectre to rely upon, and Pango's isn't negligible either.
But I like that he's not going any disable items. He's just going the Hurricane Pike with damage.
Yeah.
I like that. If you go Hurricane Pike and Sheepstick, like a lot of people go on TA, they go to Scythe of Ice, then you're just not going to damage. You do nothing. They can just kind of kite you around during your BKB, and then you just don't do anything. But since he's going pure damage and kind of relying on his teammates for the control from the Pangolier, Jakiro, as well as Willow, I think that's okay.
Well, they do see the Moonlight Shadow because Mirana was in vision of that Observer Ward, so they're just going to play super far back. We haven't talked much about this Mirana, actually. Like, this Mirana, I wouldn't say she hasn't done too much in this game. We just haven't seen much of her.
She's not the win condition or like the core part of their strategy.
But
that's
she's
why
getting a lot of damage.
Yoar's playing like a solid game so far. Had a few deaths, but that's kind of expected against the heroes he's facing. First round Mirana, a lot of ways to kill her. They have another DD rune. Eventually, I feel they should buy a bottle and give it to the Terrorblade.
He looks to be queuing up a Hex on the TB.
I feel like Refresher Orb is really good.
Well, they're going to roll in, but Tavo, he's stuck in a...
They have a DD Terrorblade.
Stuck in a nutshell.
They immediately smoke.
Oh, and here we go. Snaking will get a hit off, but he will get shut down. Carapace will hit 2 of them, and now Snaking is going to trap at least Duster. He's trying to TP out. Will he make it? Nice 4-step over the hill.
Nice
Duster.
that was nice.
Yep, hits him with the well play. Now they might just take this tier 3, though.
The Crimson Guard is there to help protect from the damage of the
illusion.
It is. And look at that. DD will help pick it off. And now you just hit that range Rex, do some unhealable damage as much as you can. And look at this, the DD. You're still scared if you're Terrorblade, there's no doubt about that, but you're not too scared. And he just BKBs to kill both Rexes. Terrorize will get canceled.
Yep. I love that play. That is a high-level carry maneuver right there, where you use your spells to get the objective.
Arrow. Oh. Weehaw.
Yep. That is like flawless play from Resolution.
And he immediately makes sure his team gets out, too.
Exactly.
Sometimes your team will get baited into fighting if the other team tries to go on you.
He hesitated for that extra, like, 2 seconds after killing the Rax to ensure his team, like, started to reposition towards the left and, like, then sort of leads them away from the battle, repositions on the enemy on the high ground where they also have a ward protecting. So just, this is good Dota from both sides, but Storm is really just...
Yeah.
It's good. It's some grade A, like USDA approved goodness.
Oh, baby. That's a Sunder cooldown talent on Terrorblade as well. 5 seconds. Seems fine.
Spectre stole the tome. Well, it didn't steal. He's like, whatever. I want my 8% dispersion. I'll take the tome. Use it. So how does Pain take a fight? Like, where do they set up to take a fight?
It's tough. It's all about the haunt. You need Pango committing. Their reach is low, but TA Pango have to go in as Spectre kills the Furion. Okay. The issue is Terrorblade's at the point where you're just, he's outputting so much damage, you can't ignore him.
They're going to get the Sheepstick and as well the Silveridge. But HFN is going to try to come into the fight. Where is he? He hasn't moved anywhere yet. He's thinking about where to go now. He's going to go over to Snaking, but they don't have any detection, I don't think. And that's a big one. Dagger will fly, hit SVG. We're going to see Tavo. He jumps out barely, and now we're going to have a big macro fire plus an ice path. They're going to get a stun. He's going to go down immediately. MSS dies too. But look at this. Weeos trying to chase down Snaking. They can't get him, and now HFN, he's in a lot of trouble right now. He's going to get ulted as well, and he's just going to die. Maybe not. Oh my goodness, what a nice use of Manta. He finally dies. So is Yawar, and it's just Resolution. The rest of his team is missing.
He has a bunch of Sunders, but that's about it.
Yep, and can he do it? He will toss the Sunder out. Health removal. Will anything else happen? He has, I would say, his ulti metamorphosis up in about 10 seconds. He could definitely still fight if he really wants to. We'll see if he does another Sunder.
Can he kill all of them?
He can try.
I think he can. Resolution just kills King RD with the gem. He's not even going to pay. He's like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
They realized, like, okay, we have a much better use of our time to push out lanes than try to kill this guy.
Instead, King RD throws away his life, but a pretty good fight there by Payne. You have a buyback from Tavo and HFN, but you're in the game and you're getting killed.
That was a lot of buybacks. I'm pretty sure Duster bought back 2, right? No, he did not.
Yeah, just the 2 cores.
But still, 3 buybacks on all your cores except for TA. It's tough. It's still tough. What item? Does Rezo finish something here? Yeah, he goes to the Hex.
The Hex. Love it.
Yeah. I like it a lot. Now they have 2 hexes to the 0 of Payne, and like that's just the amount of damage both teams can output in a hex window is unreal, and he will be able to kill anyone that he finds.
I would have honestly loved to see a refresher orb, but
They can get that next if necessary, but refresher's way too all in. Once you use that, it's 3 minutes where it's more important you stay the strongest hero on map versus all-inning with this double meta. Like, is there really going to be a fight that lasts through the duration of a single meta?
It's not for the meta. It's for the fact that I think they win this game by just hitting buildings.
True.
And you just BKB when they go on
Do
you.
it twice.
And
But
you
it's so risky. It's so risky, though.
In low
Because
capacity.
you make that move and it backfires, you've actually just lost the game.
Hello to the net worths. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's far enough ahead, but yeah, I'm not arguing. I'm fine with the Hex. If he's not going to go for the refresher orb, the Hex.
I mean, he knows he'll get refresher shard next, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's guaranteed that third Roche if they don't play poorly.
One of the best refresher orb carries in the game, though. So if I wouldn't be surprised, even if he has a refresher shard, that his next item is a refresher
Dude, this is a great play from Tavo, though. This is something you can't do. He's cutting waves, and he's collecting both of those late-game bounty runes. That's a ton
but
of gold.
now, Snake King, he's looking for him, but Tavo, he's
no buyback.
juking. Oh, he leaps up, man. He is Whoa. He's
All over
gone.
the place.
See ya.
But with no Lincolns on Tavo, he is vulnerable at any point to these hexes, and he'll just die.
Man.
He will die, and that's really rough.
Yep.
So he's doing quite ballsy plays, but he kind of has to make these plays.
Remove teleportation cooldown for Nature's Prophet makes pushing out lanes way easier.
And what about that HP and damage there?
Yeah, what about it?
Not
They
much
should get
to
rid of
say,
it,
'cause you
yeah.
can get it, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so scary now because Nyx is constantly hunting. They don't have the gem. They have the one on, I think, Tavo.
Yeah, Tavo got it back for King RD, I think.
Okay, because if Nyx finds someone and you have an NPTP and Hex, like, that's a kill.
Yep.
And they have no way, like, every single hero on Payne dies to that.
So Payne, they just do what they do, kind of sit in base with HFN, and if a good fight happens, well, take it. But no buyback, so it's a lot tougher.
Vector with the evasion talisman for the value.
Level 25 as well.
Oh, and here we go. They're going to try to go in. They're looking for resolution. Oh, nobody hits him out of the terrorize, so he's going to be able to get BKB. We're going to see Metamorphosis just pop in. He is just tearing Weehaw live. There's going to be the buyback, and now they do get to bash. Is enough? No resolution. Somehow gets out, and that's going to be HFN dieback. Can they at least bring down resolution? I don't think so, because that reflection, the talent is so much. There's the sheep, and more than likely could just be the game right now. Buyback, but look at, oh, he went triple arrow, by the way, on Yawar. We are going to see another Hex up. TA going to try to get away. Whoa, resolution says, hey, I don't want to die to King RD. Thank you, Snake King, for your life. Duster will get a nice ice path off, but it won't be enough. And this,
Give it to him,
please.
Oh, he's
Give it to him.
He's soaring.
The best feeling in Dota.
There's the Beyond Godlike.
Oh,
Is he getting it?
He didn't get it.
No, there's still a TA.
He got it. He just didn't show. It said Rampage.
Did it?
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it
Didn't
or
happen.
see it. Didn't happen.
That was definitely close.
Now here we go.
He's into the base.
MSS, you there? They're going for it. What? SVG got it.
Wow.
Wow.
Now he's sundering his illusions. The BM is real.
That was a good game. For a good 30 minutes, you know, it looked back and forth. HFN had a good game, but then VGJ.Storm, once again, like you said, they showed to just be a little bit more intense of a team, a little bit, you know, maybe a little higher tier of a team.
I have watched 4 of their games now.
Yes, sir.
And coming into the event, they were one of my top 6 teams. But
Yes.
I'm like,
Top 4 now?
winning a team, no. But
Okay.
I came in, I'm like, they're here, they'll do well, but they can't win. They won't win. I actually think they can threaten to win a TI. I think this is a team that could win TI if they can continue to play at this level and probably turn it up 1 or 2 notches when you hit main stage. Like, they are on point. Their drafting is excellent. Their teamwork is incredible. And I feel like every player has their own niche within the team, and they excel.
I feel like
Damn.
Payne Gaming had the slight strategic advantage in the draft. I feel like they had the advantage coming out of the lanes, and I feel like the better team won. And that speaks very highly of these teams. Is it's not only enough for them to snowball the lanes and play a clean game. They had to come back from behind, and that just shows a lot of tenacity. And that's part of one of the ingredients to the stew that is required to win TI. It looks like we got highlights coming up here from our last game. And we're starting off with this gank onto Rezo, catching him out. One of the few times he manages ever to get caught out.
He died, but that's like vintage Allen Iverson back when he played the Lakers in the finals, where he took that first game. You know he's going to go down. He can't win, but damn, does he look good doing it.
You think he looked good dying right there? I thought he was out of position.
Yeah, sure, but he got everything. Like, he bought an extra 10 seconds.
Okay. I'm just
saying. He wasted the 10 seconds wasted of 4 heroes' time. That's 40 seconds. That adds up.
And
he's also the nicest guy while dying, too, I'm sure. He's probably smiling.
Yeah. MVP MSS, though. Like, so many stuns and critical carapaces.
All these ganks you see for VG is the first thing happening.
MSS, yeah.
Yep. It's just rinse, repeat all day. And the Orchid, the Prophet, you know what? It's really just the drafting synergy, the mastermind SVG.
Oh, for sure.
When you take Nyx, or rather Prophet, activate it. Invis hero, global hero. They go hand in hand. They have throughout all of Dota. We see Liquid running a lot of Invoker Nyx. I think Prophet Nyx is incredibly underrated, and I'm just so happy they picked it into the Willow first pick. Like, as you said, MSS, he plays that hero very well. They know what to do against it.
I think the spellcasting from Pain was a bit off in some of these team fights. We saw a couple
especially
of
that Roche one.
Yeah, when Resolution would have died if hit by the Ice Path. We saw, like you said, the preemptive usage of the roll it up by Pangolier, and then that allowed VGJ to contest the Roche. So just a few, just off mistakes, I think, from Pain. And that's the difference we've been seeing, though, right? Every time these good team, the better team we think is winning the game is won. Yep. When the better team is behind, oftentimes they make a game out of it and even win the game. And this is the case here.
HF, I mean, they 2 buybacks there, but this was like the last real good fight for Pain Gaming, I think, that they could take. Because HFN, he did an extremely good job, but
the problem I had with this Radiance is if you're the hero that's like 3rd in net worth, it's not your job to create space. So you don't need to do anything, like to be active. You don't need to do anything. So just save up, invest, buy that Radiance. But you're the most farmed hero on your team at that point in the game when you're elected to go for Radiance. So not only are you the most farmed hero, but all that net worth is not being used. And then the pace of the game between 15 and 25, as we mentioned, drastically shifted in favor of VGJ. And despite how often they were able to win fights and come back with their buybacks on the side of Pain, that 15 to 25 minutes, in my opinion, decided the game.
Yep. And it's another game where I feel like item choice has a heavy impact on the way the game plays out. Because to your point, and also, this is just such an unfortunate arrow. You can see Spectre just standing there, not doing any damage, and then all of a sudden, BKB Terrorblade with a reflection, just
working you.
Get out of my game. But I feel like if you don't go this Radiance, you reduce the effectiveness of the Terrorblade, and in addition, you can just stay aggro, stay ahead, and find kills. And instead, he's forced to play this more defensive game, dies twice on his way to Radiance, and I just don't think at this level of Dota you can afford to sacrifice aggression from 15 to 25 minutes.
It's not just aggression you're sacrificing. You have to think about when you're ahead, how to stay ahead. And so one of the things you can consider in those spots is what is VGJ's way of coming back, and it's killing you.
Yep.
And you don't itemize anything. Like, if you look at their ways of killing you and say, I got enough items, I don't need anything else, that's fine. You can go for these greedier damage items.
They pushed Resolution right there out of the terror. I think if you terrorize in there, you might be able to kill him. That legitimately could have been a one fight.
They all committed to that terrorize hitting, too, meaning like they all tried to hit Rezo, and then he's just BKBing. So it's just unfortunate. A few things didn't go their way for sure, but once again,
thinking about it, the play is incredible from Storm. They're the better team. The question marks for them as this tournament continues is going to be, can they do better throughout this early laning phase? Because when you go up against the EGs, the Liquids, the VPs of the world, you'll get crushed in your mid lane specifically, and they won't make these mistakes. They'll just crush you.
They'll continue to keep the momentum.
The matchup to watch, the guy that's going to have to step up, just like his little brother is Yawar Hassan. Yeah. If he can handle or be the equal of any mid player in this tournament, I really think this team is one we'll see on championship weekend.
Okay. That's pretty good. So, well, guys, any last words before we end it? BSJ, what do you think about the day in general?
NA Dota. Every NA Dota game we've casted has been winning.
10-0.
It's insane. I'm genuinely surprised.
I'm genuinely surprised as well.
The overall success, it's not just that we're winning, but it's clean. Like, it feels like they look good. It's not like these – in the past, it feels like the region – like SA and NA has been very chaotic. Like, it's very scrappy.
Yeah.
And instead, we're executing and – I don't know. It's just been great Dota.
Yeah, it really that would be my point as well. Like, the game has progressed to a point. This is the fourth year we've had a $20 million TI. This one's going to be 25 plus.
Yeah.
The game is not only filled with all these talented players, but it's so cerebral now. You can see the thinking and the logic and the foresight that goes into not just the draft planning, but the laning, the itemization, even just taunts. We have it down to a science. You need to tip with thought, you know, and it's just great Dota. Every TI you see the best Dota there's ever been. I think this one will be by far the most exciting, even and action-packed event like we'll ever see.
I agree. I think the only thing I would add is VJ Thunder. After day one, I was like, I don't know about this, but day two, when they look on, they remind me a little of like a lesser VP. Like when they're on, they look like an amazing team, right? But when they look off, like yesterday, it feels weird. So I think like a team like VJ Thunder, though, as well, could just hit that top 8 if they're consistent and they don't just – you have one bad day, right? You could be out of TI.
Dude.
That's the rough thing.
Thunder, Storm,
yeah.
VG, VG, LGD, Liquid, VP, Fnatic, Mineski.
There's no weak teams, like, honestly.
Oftentimes
anything
when
can
you
happen.
look like these VGJ.Storm teams, if you look at their spectrum of how well they can play, if VP's like this is good and this is about as variant as they'll ever be, and VGJ, it's not like they're over here.
Yeah.
It's just like this, you know? Like the spectrum they can play, they're less consistent.
Consistency.
But their potential is just as high, like it feels like. When they're playing on point, like you said, what 5 heroes do I take against this first lineup that VGJ throws at us? It's just scary.
Yep.
And I think that's what I love about TI. And those are the teams that usually make it to like second or third and don't end up finishing it. But I feel like Dota every year has gotten better and better. And there's a lot of contenders for this championship.
Personally, I'm having a blast. You guys are awesome to cast with. The community is great to have watching us, and it's a hell of a tournament.
Yep. And the Dota is the best thing of all. Unfortunately, we're wrapping up Dota here on this stream. It is over, but tomorrow, guess what? We have 5 more series again per stream. That is a lot of Dota. So guess what? You might as well just leave your stream on and just come back tomorrow because we will see you then. Have a good night.